One, two, 1, 2. What up, what up, what up? It's Ib Web, Quran and Sum here. Another go around with this official thanks thing here. Doing the Essex County all day edition here. Kind of just taken back a little bit. Gotta, I don't use this word too loosely here. Legend, Coach Verducci. Those in Essex County familiar with football, sports in general. The Verducci name rings bells in New Jersey and even outside of New Jersey here. So I'm just flattered and just taken back, that Coach V is able to jump on and just have a little conversation, what have you. So we're gonna just jump right into it. There we go. Coach, how you doing?
Great. How you doing?
Good, good. Thank you. And like I said, I know we've been talking, but it's a pleasure to finally, obviously sit here and and talk some.
Good. I got a lot of material here.
I'm sure you do. I know. That's probably an understatement.
I got a guy. He wants to do a movie.
Okay.
I said, well, find a sponsor.
Absolutely, yeah.
So between you and I, with all this material, we'll open some eyes today.
All right, nah, definitely. Before we get into some of that stuff, can I just know a little bit about Coach V, the person here? Just curious, as far as where were you born? Where'd you grow up at?
Yes, well, I'm a Newark native.
Okay.
221 Lake Street, Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
About 3 blocks from Barringer High School.
Okay, so you're right over there. Okay.
Yes, right across the street from Branchbrook Park.
Mm-hmm.
I was born on Christmas Day.
Wow, look at that. That's a blessing.
Yes, absolutely. So it was a calling, Eb.
Yes. Now, even being born, like, how many siblings? I know it's a lot of you guys. So how many siblings do you have?
Well, I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay.
Thank God my 2 sisters and brother Bruno are still alive.
Yes.
My brother Tony, of course, passed on.
Mm-hmm.
That was my idol.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, played at Barringer before me, 1940,
yes.
41, then went into the service. Good history. Tony was at Seton Hall Prep.
Yes.
For many years. Yes.
Now, how was it for you growing up? How was your childhood like?
Oh, well, see, I was at the end of the Depression.
Yes.
I was born in 33. So, and living across the street from Branchwood Park, of course, I used to always go down and watch the football team work out and the baseball teams. Mm-hmm. So my ambition was always to go to Barringer and play for Barringer.
Okay.
Which the dream did come true. Okay, as I got older, you know what I mean. I was a little guy, but still,
yeah,
was in the blood.
Absolutely. Where'd your love for sports come into play as a kid? Did you gravitate to football first, or was it other sports?
No. See, the key was my mother.
Okay.
She came from Italy. She didn't speak or write, but she said the greatest country in the world is America, and she taught us how to be proper.
Yes.
Humanities, and she said the most important thing is God and family,
mm-hmm.
and then friends. You remember are made of 3 things, and this later on came to me in The Wizard of Oz. She said you have a mind, a heart, and courage.
Mm-hmm.
And the mind is what keeps you alive, and you know right from wrong. Your heart is love, and you love everybody.
Yes.
We're all one, she said.
Mm-hmm.
And she said this country was the greatest country in the world. Now, Eb, as as I got older, and of course, going to the service and everything, and then I couldn't understand. When I was coaching, we always respectful to the flag and whatnot. And then in my lifetime, Eb, I had to be like some kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's not justice and equality for all. So the forefathers that said that, they knew what they were talking about. But as you get older, you find out it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
It's people doing for people. And I had a saying on the back of my office wall. that said, "Am I therefore to become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" And in my lifetime, I find that there are a lot of people that don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
So it's deep, and I gotta say that the people that I loved and the people that made me what I am, those are the people I say a prayer for every day, every night.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
People do for people. The cause is secondary.
Yes.
So uh, uh, I had a good education, good family, good friends, good friends, good people, good people. But who's the devil? This is, I used to ask my kids, who's the devil?
Hmm.
And my kids are, they knew, they said, Coach, who's the devil? Teach us. The devil is jealousy and envy.
Hmm. Yes.
And in my lifetime, the some close people to me, I remember that saying from The Godfather: keep your friends close, but your enemies
Enemies
closer.
closer. Yes. Yeah.
But my friends were jealous. You know what they would say, Eb? They would say, "Why you and not me?" Like, what was I doing?
Hmm.
Helping people, doing for people, huh? Hey, the greatest story is the one about strength of schedule by NJSIAA. I
Hmm.
saw them develop. Four guys started an association called the New Jersey Interscholastic Athletic Association. And what are they there for? Are they there to help kids? No, they're there to hurt kids. And then you know what they said? They said, your schedule isn't the same as another town. See the division? Do you see the jealousy? Do you
Hmm.
see the envy? And then what was behind it? Money. Money. Huh? And I said, wait a minute. That's racist. We don't judge people in this country by who they play. I had a schedule, did I not? I was in the city league.
Hmm.
Oh, the city league stinks. By whose standard? Oh, by our mathematical formula. Well, uh, figures lie and liars use figures. That's the
Yes.
way I was brought up.
Now,
See,
before I was gonna say, before obviously we get into some of that, I mean, again, because I know it's a whole lot there. In regards to just yourself here, in regards to playing sports, what did you start playing as far as yourself?
well, being across the street from the park and watching Barringer, I wound up playing football.
Okay.
And the nicest thing, Eb, is I got a picture here I want to show you.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh, can you see this picture?
Yes. If you lift it up just a little bit, I see two guys. There we go. Yes.
You know who 77 is?
Somebody that like they can block and tackle very well.
77 is Roosevelt Greer,
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
All American,
Yeah.
Roselle and Penn State.
Hmm.
John Miller played with the Washington Redskins, Boston College All American.
Hmm.
Who's the guy in the middle?
I'm assuming I'm looking at him right now.
I was the quarterback. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Hey, Ed, I got to tell you a story here. This was in the Army. I walk, I walk in. I hear they're gonna have tryouts at Fort Dix for football.
Okay.
So I go in and there's a guy sitting behind the desk smoking a pipe, and he says to me, "What are you doing here, boy?" I said, "I'm coming to sign up for football." He
Hmm.
said, "You can't play here." I said, "Oh God, I didn't know you were here on Earth, God." Guy next to him jumps up and jumps behind him and is shaking his head. No, no, no. I didn't know he was the colonel. He was the coach, right? So he's trying to tell me that, they're all big guys, pros going out playing for Fort Dix. So as God is my witness, God was with me. A guy comes out of the room, Russ Dennis, who I played down in Maryland with. I
Okay.
had a scholarship to the University of Maryland under Jim Tatum in
Hmm.
1952. So, oh my God, Russ sees me, he says, Verducci. And he comes over and hugs me. And the coach looks up at him and says, You know him? He says, Do I know him? This guy's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how I played on the team. Now, I also brought the roster and I showed Nicole. I showed another young man in the front
Okay.
because because I don't want to I don't want to
Yeah.
can you read
That's
that?
yes, I can. That's classic. Yeah.
All
Did
right.
you guys win that game against Fort Carson?
No,
Do you remember?
no. We got beat. We got beat by a point. But who was Doug Dickey, University of Florida.
Hmm.
Oh God, this is for Fort Carson. Um, oh God, the quarterback was great. Uh, Doug Dickey, yeah, from the University of Florida was the quarterback. Oh God, oh yeah. Ed Vincent from Iowa University.
Hmm.
Uh, Comstock from Alabama. Oh my God, the SMU, the Green Bay Packers. Forrest Gregg
Forrest Gregg. Yeah.
played with Fort Carson, and they beat us. Yes, um, great memories.
Now you
Uh,
know we got something in common. Something else in common. I played quarterback in high school many pounds ago.
well,
Yeah, I was a
you were
and
at
I
Immaculate,
so I played
right?
quarterback just like you. Yes.
Well,
I-
it's funny because we scrimmaged Immaculate,
okay.
right? And it's funny because a lady here, her son, um, she lives right across the hall from me, but her son comes and he sees me. Hey, Coach Verducci, I played on Immaculate when you came up and scrimmaged us.
Hmm.
And I said, really? He said, tell me something. Why did you ever come and scrimmage Immaculate? I said, well, Jackie Jones was in Rutherford when I was in Rutherford.
Hmm.
See, I originally was the basketball coach,
Hmm.
and it's really funny. See, we're jumping all over the
I know.
place.
I know. It's okay though.
Yeah, okay, stay with me. So here I told him, I said, Jackie Jones was the football coach at St. Mary's of Rutherford, and I was assistant with
Hmm.
Tony Folio, rest his soul, great man. He was really the guy that hand walked me. Oh God. So anyway, uh, I show him an article, and he says, "Oh my God, man, you kept everything." I
Hmm.
said, "Look, this is stuff that I developed after getting into coaching as to dealing with hearts and minds. See, like
Hmm.
we said before, uh,
Yes.
that's the most important thing. I don't see too many coaches were that deep. They didn't realize, hey, you go out for the team, you play, and you go about your business. To me, I got to tell you a story about different kids that played for me and what happened. I had a kid come in one day crying. This is after a game on a Monday.
Hmm.
And I said, What's the problem? He said, Coach, I never get my name in the paper. He said, Do you realize so and so scored 3 touchdowns on the 38 quick? Yeah, my block, he doesn't score. Oh my God. I said, You're absolutely right. I said, I'll tell you what, wait till next week. You keep blocking on that 38 quick, your name will be in the paper.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to see that. So what did I do, Eb? Now we used to call the articles in. You had a young man, that came with the team, and he would call into the papers.
Hmm.
So I said, "Listen, I'm going to call it in, and I'm going to use your name." Okay. So I made that kid score 3 touchdowns. He was a
Yeah.
guard.
That's all right. Yeah. That's
Imagine Monday morning, this kid comes in, he's got a smile from ear to ear, right?
absolutely.
He said, Coach, look at this. I said, look, now, don't believe half of what you read in the paper. Did I make that guy a lineman?
Yes. Yes.
Huh?
That's great. That's great.
You see, that's what I like to tell these young guys that are coaching.
Hmm.
You're dealing with hearts and minds, and hey, we're all equal. You follow? Getting
Yes.
back to saluting the flag, hey, and you better believe there's nobody more loyal than me. Uh, hey, I'm an American, true and true. I'm 100% American.
Mhm.
But let's tell the truth. Let's get to these kids. Always respect the flag. Don't
Mhm.
ever kneel. You don't have to put your fist up to God. No, He knows. You see, uh, see, some of those guys are doing it for money. Some of those guys are doing it to divide us.
Mhm.
How about bringing us together and calling it just what it's about? See,
Right.
and it isn't. It isn't, and it wasn't with me because I didn't get in a playoff. I was 9-0. Another school was 8-1. You know what they told me, Ed?
What's
Eight and
that?
one is better than 9-0. I said, "Weird, not in America." Oh, no, 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 no. You don't. What are you talking about? The city league. The city never really looked at athletics on hearts and minds. They made us practice in the park. When it rained, you couldn't practice in the park. I had to
Mhm.
take the kids in the gym.
Jim. Yeah.
Huh? And physiologically, that's poor. You're going from cleats, you're going to sneakers, your muscles. I don't want to get into anatomy now, but you see, I knew all this, and I was willing to fight it. Ib.
Mhm.
I didn't want to be just like the normal guy. I wanted to be better than the normal
That's
guy.
right. That's right.
See, and this is why Frank Verducci is controversial. You either like him or you don't.
Yeah, I think one of those things here, when it's all said and done, I mean, all of us should be able to look ourselves in the mirror and not have to hang our heads. You know what I mean? Because that's when it's all said and done. So,
Hey,
yeah.
stay there. Excuse me for interrupting, but I got here. It says the man in the glass.
How
Uh,
ironic.
You remember the man in the glass?
I've heard of that. Yes.
Okay, so that's one of the things that I gave. I gave out.
Hmm.
So again, this was a part of education. Okay, how about giving out things? That's not my job. Did you ever hear that one?
No, I haven't. No.
This is a story about four people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job that had to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody couldn't have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought everybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have. Finally, we have discovered that even game office offers each team opportunities to win. These opportunities must be sought out because it only takes the ball to and the bounces the wrong way only once. Find a way to win. I cannot think of a more significant tribute to ourselves than to remember where we came from and how we got there and to look forward to the more important places we are headed. Okay? This was a good player for me, Keith Hunter.
Hmm.
Okay, Keith Hunter uh, played quarterback, went to the University of Iowa, played defensive back, and then had a little stint with the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And Keith calls me all the time. Imagine he played back in my God 1975. Okay,
Yeah.
now he was on that team when they were 9-0, and the NJSIAA said that 8-1 was better than 9-0. I don't know. Where's America? Wake up.
Hmm.
Wake up. It's
Hmm.
not about dollars and cents. It's about hearts and minds.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
Come on, America. Hey, Cory Booker is going after the NC2A, huh?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I heard
That's the
that.
latest thing. Well, where is he going after the state association and saying cut it out? Hey, Ib, getting there. I read the paper now. I see that some of these private schools like Morristown Beard or
Hmm.
Immaculate or these smaller schools are defeating some of the bigger schools.
Right.
Why? Why? hearts and minds. They got better players, better coaching. Who knows why?
Hmm.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'm so happy. Hey, there are a lot of people. You're going to get a lot of fan mail against me.
No, no, no. I'm not worried about that. I'm just so honored to sit here with you here, Coach. And speaking of coaching, well, obviously you played, but what made you wanted to start coaching?
Well, I think it's a calling. Uh, when you say what makes you want to coach, I wanted to teach. I wanted to change some things, Ib.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think like the way I grew up. I mean, we were very very poor. Not that we didn't grow up good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Hey, my mother was the one that said, if you get in trouble, change your name. I
Hmm.
gave you a beautiful name. Hey, Ib, speaking of my mother was the one that made me put their names on the back of their shirts. Do you know I was the first high school coach that I know of that put the names on the back of their shirts?
I didn't
Now,
know that.
listen,
Yeah,
yeah, listen to this story. Hey, listen, we're giving America an honest interview here.
absolutely.
I'm from Newark, and you know what people thought of Newark, and I can't understand it. The fourth oldest city in America, the fourth oldest city in America, made of hearts and minds, made of people, not races, people. Come on, America. We're all brothers and sisters. You want a transplant, huh? You don't say, I want this. You get what you got, huh? What's on the table, huh? There's only one, and there's only one God. There's only one God, and again, see the division. Now I'm losing my trend of thought.
I know you were
Oh,
talking about the names on the jerseys.
the names on on the shirts. So my mother always said, if you got in trouble, change your name. So now, how am I going to get to these kids? It's a riot. We have a riot in the city of Newark.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh my God. And I'm in the halls and I got to stop. Hey, come on, cut it out. Now, my football players, I get them all together and, ho, 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 we got to be the leader. And the administration appreciated that. And hey, cut it out. We, we, we're one. We're the big blue. Okay,
Hmm.
fine. So I get a, I get this. Hey, you know what? What? Remember what your mother said about your name? So I called the captains together and I said, hey, what would you think if we had our names on the back of our shirt? Oh my God, those guys! If they, oh yeah,
Yeah.
coach, could we do that? I said, yeah, but wait a minute. The first thing we got to do is we got to buy the shirts.
Hmm.
We got to buy jerseys. Well, why can't we put? No, 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 no. That's the one thing we can't do because the jerseys are Board of Education property. They're not our
Yeah.
property. So if we're going to put a name on a shirt, we're going to put it on our own shirt. Well, now I got to find money. So I go down and see, rest his soul, Al Visco. That's one of my mentors.
Okay.
And he says he was stenciling. He was one of the first people. He owned a sporting goods store, and I said, "Hey, Abaloo, I want to buy jerseys for my kids. Uh, who's going to buy them? The school?" I said, "No, the school won't buy them. The school already has. We have jerseys, but I want to buy them, and I want to have you stencil their names on." Now he charged so much a letter to stencil them, and then the shirt. So let's just say, for the sake of $5 a shirt, okay?
Okay.
$5 a shirt. My God! Oh, so now I know I got kids that they don't have two pennies. So how am I going to get the money? Now I got to go to the assistant coaches and whatnot. And hey, we got to start getting money. How are we going to get money? Well, why don't we find out who needs the snow plowed or shoveled? You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody,
Right.
we get a sponsor for each kid. All right. So I go into that kind of business now. I got to make sure I get the money to put the shirt, get these kids shirts. So I buy them from Visco Sporting Goods, and he stencils their names that year. Well, lo and behold, I get called down to the superintendent. I'm getting fired.
Mm,
Superintendent, and he was a black man. All right, not. I'm just making a point here.
right.
He calls me down and he says, "Coach, you're going to be fired." What? For what? He said, "You defaced school property." I defaced school property. Where? He said, "Did you put the names of the kids on the back of the shirts?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, you can't do that." I said, "Why? They own the shirts. They bought the shirts." He got up from the behind his desk and he came and hugged me. He said,
Mm,
"Are you kidding me?" He knew. See, he knew the detractors. He knew
yeah.
what I was doing,
Hmm.
but again, I couldn't do that. And I knew that I wasn't going to put them on the board of ed property. See,
Hmm.
well, how'd you think that went over, Ib? Now you were a young guy.
Well, as far as with the kids,
Yeah.
oh, they loved it.
How
They
how
loved it.
about the visiting teams?
Oh, they probably jealous, everything. You mean like, yeah, totally, totally.
You,
I can
do
totally see that.
you see it? Do you see
Yes.
it? Huh?
Hmm.
You want to say why these kids wanted to play for a coach?
Hmm.
Huh? Now you get kids that want to come from other areas. In Newark. See, yeah, Newark has over 200,000 families, but you had maybe eight, 10 high schools in the city between the vocational schools,
Hmm.
the Catholic schools, you follow, and the city schools. You had even Arts High, but that didn't have sports. And at one time, imagine you could live in the Barringer district, go to Arts High, and be a great quarterback and never be allowed to play. I mean, do you see the restrictions they were
Yeah.
putting on people? I can understand you uh, being against something, but do it the democratic way.
Hmm.
You follow?
Yes.
And sometimes it takes a lot, and some people don't want to follow it through.
But even going back to the whole shirt thing, I mean, look at all the lessons they learned, these kids back then. Like, just kind of, you want something, you gotta earn it, but you find ways and other resources to do it. So it's a bunch of life lessons in that in itself, and also the bureaucracy that you had to deal with, like as far as with the schools. So they learned how to find another way. To your point, the principal came and hugged you once he realized it wasn't school property and how you did it. So there's so many life lessons in that.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, see again, we got to always keep going back to hearts and minds.
Hmm.
You follow? That's what
Yes.
we're dealing with. So I'm dealing with kids. I wasn't a great coach. I was a great father. I loved these kids. You follow?
Mm.
Okay, so you say, well, coach means father. Coach
Hmm.
means a responsible person. You look at it, but I had a lot of assistant coaches around me. I had Sal Johnson. Oh my God, Sal Johnson came from the. Hey, you're gonna like this one. Sal Johnson came from the South,
Okay.
and man, was he militant. Oh God, was he militant because he saw he was from Mississippi. All right, and there's a brother from another mother with me.
Hmm.
All right, now
Hmm.
we get down to talking. Oh my God. And he's coaching at Central and he's teaching at Barringer because he's the first black phys ed coach at Barringer. Okay.
Yes.
And you see how they used him? They used his color, not heart and mind, not go up there and help these kids. You follow? So when I sit him down and we get to talk, he comes over my house, has dinner with me, meet my family. All right. Hey, Sal, we're going to do this together, and we did it together.
Hmm.
And he wound up leaving Central and coming to
Coming to
coaching
Barringer.
with me at Barringer. Right, he,
Hmm.
he became the head track coach. I'm not talking black and white now. I'm talking heart and minds. I want you to always remember that.
Hmm.
Our complexion. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey, in the summertime, I get as dark as you. So look out.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you see, we can make conversation. This is education. This
That's
is
right.
education. This is what it's about. See, the kids don't see enough of this. They don't see enough of the happy people. They don't see a hugging. And I used to say to my kids, hey, get out there and show the people where you're from. I'm gonna tell you another story. I got a lot of stories for you. I
Oh,
get
I
a
know, I know, I know.
I get a kid come running onto the sideline saying to me, and he don't know what to do. He's saying, Coach, he's calling me the N word. What? He's calling me the N word. So you get out there, knock him down, and help him up, and say, how did that N guy play?
Right.
See? And the official said, you're crazy. You're nuts. What was I supposed to tell that kid, Ed? That guy was using that, what, to, to get him off track, you
Yes.
follow? Get him angry. What was the objective? The objective was to win the game. You see? Then after the game, that guy's like the first guy to come over. Yeah, well, we see again. We're getting back to jealousy, huh? Do you get? We're getting back to the devil,
That's right. That's right.
huh?
Yes.
I don't hear many guys preaching that. They they want to win. Yeah, I remember they used to say the Rocha, yeah, nice guys finish last. I didn't like that. Geez, I'm a nice guy and I ain't gonna finish last.
Hmm.
But I knew it. See, you got to experience it to learn it.
Yes. It's one of the best teachers.
Yeah. Oh, he is the best teacher. He is the best teacher. I showed a young man out here. I got a thing here. It says many ideas grow better when transplanted into another mind than into one where it sprang up. Okay. Now I did this myself, and this guy here, he said I have to make a copy because he wants it. Now I'm gonna see if you could see it. Can you see it, Ed?
Yes, I can.
Can you read it?
From the top, I know it says, we football players in the Wizard of Oz. So I know then it breaks it down. There's a breakdown of it.
Okay. I drew by hand parts of the body. I said the complete football player came from the words of the Wizard of Oz. The parts, all right? Heart, mind, all right? And courage. Now, I said the parts, ears, listen for calls, um, game situation, the brain, the whole player, eyes, look for keys, reaction, look the ball into your hands, nose, uh, can smell the trap or screen, communication calls, blocking and tackling and catching the arms and the hands, the heart never quits, hips, agility, legs, agility and jumping, feet, speed. The sum of the parts equal the whole. Okay. See, in other words, I drew the picture and then I wrote, knows the player knows that there are 7 ways to lose a game. One, mental errors. Two, foolish penalties. Three, turnovers. Four, big plays. Five, minus yardage plays. Six, kicking game. Seven, goal line fundamentals. All right. And then I break it down again into the plays that we had. Hey, this is another interesting part. When I was learning football with Tony and going to clinics, the coaches had a system of numbers.
Okay.
Okay. And most of the guys were playing single wing. Okay. Notre Dame did T, and they would shift into the single wing. They called it the box.
Okay.
They called it the Notre Dame box. So now, being a student, trying to learn, um, why were they uh, doing these two systems? Well, I realized, what if you have a kid that can't playing that kind of a system. You follow? Now, when I went to school, I was a fullback in the single wing, okay? And
Hmm.
I learned a lot from Tony Naparano. Tony Naparano was a kind of a coach that he coached during the week. On Saturday, he used to panic. A couple of times I call timeout and go and say, Coach, on a 38, whatever, what does the guard do? And he'd say, he knows. He's been practicing all week. See,
Hmm.
he would panic on a sideline. And
Yeah.
he really left the game up to me, the quarterback. He taught me a lot. So and I would say, well, I was a spinning back. See, a fullback. I was 115 pounds when I played in high school. You hear that? 150. I had no business playing football. But the guys that grew up with me will tell you, you know, I played it 100%.
Hmm.
115 pounds, like 300 pounds, if you know what I mean.
Right. Right.
Courage. But again, see, you're saying the coaching. This is what I got from him. You were the quarterback. You ran the game, and he respected you for that. He coached during the week. He wasn't a Saturday quarterback. So these are the things that I learned, and I said, you know what? Why did they go from a T to a single wing? Well, certain plays, you follow? So now he taught us odd and, and even. Okay, so he called it 41, 38 spinner quick, uh,
Hmm.
43 off tackle, uh, 12 spinner trap, reverse. You follow? So it was too hard for my kids to learn that. So you know what I did? Ib? I used all words. I used quick. I used mother. I used brother.
Okay.
Where did I use mother and brother? On the line. Mother was the guard. Brother was the tackle. So if the guard wanted to block out, he would say mother. The tackle knew he had a loop.
Yep.
Tackle knew he see if he said family, what's family? The two of us.
Yeah, we are going. Yeah.
I mean, do you see the way I broke it
I
down?
see that. I see that. Yes.
Now, I spoke at a few clinics in Atlantic City, and I had college coaches come and hug me and coach, I want to sit down with you. Why you? And uh, I opened the door for a lot of kids to go to college that way.
Hmm.
Hayden Fry, rest his soul, man, he loved Frank Verducci. I had 10 guys. I got the only guy in the Hall of Fame from North Jersey, Andre Tippett.
Hmm.
I love him like I love my son, and he came to Barringer. Let me tell you a story about that. Tippett comes to Barringer. Tippett lives in the West Side district, and his elementary school teacher Bert Berry played for Barringer back in '45,
Hmm.
and Bert knew me, so uh, he's Tippett's. They're beating him up, and he doesn't have a father. He only has a mother. So Bert Berry says, you know what? He can't go to West Side because these kids from grammar school are following him to West Side. And he's going to be nothing but he's not going to wind up going to school. So we're going to send him to Barringer. How about that? So the mother, hey, and he lives almost near Irvington.
Okay.
Okay. So now Pat Restano calls me in. There's Mrs. Tippett and Andre. And what happens? Uh, Burberry said that you would take care of him. Sure, I'll take care of him. He's a friend of Bert's. He's a friend of mine. Okay. I looked down and he's wearing sneakers. I said, one thing, son, over here, we don't wear sneakers. We wear shoes to school. We only wear sneakers in the gym. Now I knew this kid and the mother, oh, rest her soul, Mrs. Tippett loved me. She knew. She used to say that. I was his father. I took him home to eat with me down at my mother's.
Hmm.
I lived like 2 blocks, right? bought him underwear, bought him socks when he was in high school. And the kids will tell you, hey, that was another thing. Everybody took a shower. Every kid that played for me, he dressed and and put their feet in the powder box. For what? So that they didn't get athlete's foot.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was more than a coach. You follow where I'm coming from? And I'm
Yes, I
glad
do.
we're having this interview because I want the world to know that I was a father. I wasn't a coach. I was a father to these kids. I told them, and yes, they had their own mind, and if they wanted to do the wrong things, that was their business. But I'll lie, cheat, and steal for you. I'm no saint. As
Hmm.
long as you do good, as long as it's for good, yes, sir, you can count on me.
That's right. That's right.
But that's the way I was brought up. That's the way we communicate. You know
Did
what I'm saying?
you remember your first game you ever coached?
First game I ever coached.
I know I'm taking you back soon.
Oh, hey, I got to tell you, the first game that I ever coached. Oh God, I was in Rutherford, right? And
Okay.
I have to mention this. Tony Folio. He was a guy from West Virginia, and he spoke with a southern accent. He's Italian though, you know. And I go for an interview with the superintendent of schools. I'm going to Jersey City State. I just get married, 1970.
Hmm.
I get married. I don't have a job. I took the exam in Newark. You had to take a teacher's exam to get to Newark, right? So my wife says, they're looking for elementary school teachers. Okay, so well, you got a phys ed degree. Why don't you go get certified to teach elementary school? Okay, so I enroll at Jersey City State.
Okay.
Okay, summer. So I'm taking courses in the summer, and I pass by the superintendent's office, and I see the secretary there, and I say, "Hey, is there anybody looking for a football coach?" And she starts laughing. Right? Why are you looking for a football? I said, I like to coach football. Is there any schools looking for a coach? Oh, wait a minute, she said. Wait a minute. So she goes in the back and comes out and she says, yes, I knew I passed something that they're looking for a football coach in Rutherford. Ib, I was in Newark. I didn't know where Rutherford was.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't either until later on in life.
Right, right. So I said, "Where's Rutherford?" So she starts laughing. She says, "You don't know where Rutherford is? Now, this is Jersey City, man." So she says, "Wait a minute. I'm going to call." She calls, and she gets the superintendent's office. Send him right over. The guy wants to interview you. So I said, "Well, I don't know how to get there." So she says, "Wait a minute," and she draws me a map as to how to get to Rutherford. Well, I know how to talk to people. I get to Rutherford. I I go downtown. I get the interview with the superintendent. He's from Georgia, right? Speaking with a drawl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm in my glory because I played in football in the army. We played. So I got the picture with me and Rosie Greer that I showed you.
Wow. Yes. Yes.
He takes one look at that. Oh my God, that was it. Now we get to talking about the South and whatnot. He calls up the head coach, Tony Folio, right? He says, get down here right away. Now, they're partners because he's from West Virginia, Tony Folio.
Hmm.
So he says, I'm painting. He says, I don't care how you look. You get down here. Oh, man, this is beautiful. He comes in, superintendent, have a cup of coffee, sit down. We're talking about the Army, Rosie Greer, and whatnot. So it comes Tony Folio, right? He sits down and but I need a line coach, he says. Well, I look at him and I said, Coach, I'm a coach. If
Right.
I'm a
That's right.
coach, I coach anything. I'd coach anything. He looks at me and he says, so the superintendent says, Tony, I like this guy. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I need the job. I need the teaching job. tell you what I'll do. If you don't like me comes November, you fire me. Then you put out the ad. I'll get through this football season, and
Hmm.
then let the chips fall where they may. Superintendent says, "You want more than that? I like this guy." So okay. So they give me a fifth grade job. Oh no, they give me the elementary school job. It was originally the sixth grade, and rest her soul, Jess Young, big woman from Woodridge. Oh my, I didn't know where Woodridge was. So you gotta go down to this interview. Now this is the superintendent telling me,
Hmm.
toughest lady in the district. But you know what, coach? You like to be coached. She'll make you a better teacher. Okay, if you say so, Doctor Britton. Okay, so I go for the interview. Where do I go for the interview? At her house in Woodridge. I gotta go all the way to Wood. This is summertime.
Yeah.
So I go to her house and she sits me down. What do I know about language arts? Nothing. What do I know about spelling? I'm lucky I can spell my name. I said, I tell you what, Miss Young, Dr. Britton says that you're the best principal in the district and that you will make me a good teacher. I'm willing to do whatever you want. She says, but I'll tell you what, you can't go to football practice until 4 o'clock. Imagine this, Ib. School gets out at 3:15,
Hmm.
but she wanted time to spend with me after school to tell me what she observed and what I was teaching.
Hmm.
You follow?
Yes.
Well, I tell you, she made me a good principal. And I gotta say this. We get a newsletter. She gave me the fifth grade. She didn't want me to the sixth. She said the sixth grade. No, those kids are trans going into puberty and whatnot. No, sixth grade is tough, tough.
Hmm.
Boys and girls. Take the fifth grade. They're still babies. You,
Okay.
you, you, you see, she was a smart woman. Okay, okay, so now she gives me the fifth grade. Now there's this little boy. I'll never forget his name, Paul Lariot. He was French. He was from France. He was a war bride, baby,
Okay.
but a good kid. He was like 2 foot. I loved him. But anyway, he used to like to read the weekly reader we used to get in fifth grade. And I said to him, I said, Paul, they got a poet's corner. Why don't you write a poem or something and get your name in the paper? He said, really? I don't think I could do that, Mr. Verducci. I said, no, you could do anything your mind puts you down to. You're a good student. I'll work with you. What do you want? What do you want? He wrote a story and he got in the poet's corner. Imagine him. Now
Yeah.
he got publicity. Now the principal goes crazy, right? A guy from Union School, Rutherford, New Jersey, in the poet's corner.
Hmm.
Oh man, my chest was, it was like I won the state championship.
Absolutely a proud moment. Absolutely.
Oh, hey, you bring back memories that nobody knows.
Hmm.
Nobody knows that I'm revealing to you. That's why I brought a lot of this literature
Okay.
because I didn't want people to think that I'm making it up.
Oh no, no, not at
All,
all.
all positive proof here.
Hmm.
All positive proof. Did I show you the picture with Garrett?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So that's what I say. And D'Amelio played at Berkeley Heights.
Hmm.
That was another story. Berkeley Heights. Imagine they're looking for a football coach. Let me get back to basketball. So
Yeah,
now,
because people don't know you coach basketball.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yes, people don't
Oh,
know. Yeah.
oh. So I go to Rutherford, and Tony Folio is the head football coach, head basketball coach.
Hmm.
So now, what does he do? He sees me coaching in football. They give me the junior high basketball job. I don't know anything about basketball. No, no, no. He said, you just got married. This will give you $150 more.
Hmm.
150. Oh my God, $150 more. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. So now I go to my brother Tony. Tony coached with Finn Tracy at Seton Hall
Seeing
Prep.
Hall, right?
Yeah, Tony was the JV coach. Tony did a nice job. He learned from Finn Tracy. See, again, I'm mentioning names. These are all people that helped me. You don't do it alone.
That's right.
I did
Right.
nothing alone. See? Okay, so he says, I'll tell you what, you you run this, and this. Okay. So I was the freshman coach. So now, Folio, I do such a nice job in football and then the basketball. He says, you know what? I ate over his house. We became best of friends. He said, I'm going to make you the head basketball coach. I'm too old. You take that, and you need the money. No, Tony, I don't know. I'm happy with JV. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
No, no, no. You're going to take the head job. Oh my God. Should I go home? Who do I go home to? I go home to Tony. Hey, Tony, they want to give me the head basketball. He said, take it. Well, what do I know about basketball? He said, I got the man across the street. There's another guy, rest his soul, Alo Balbo. Do you remember that name?
I've heard that name. I heard that name.
Oh, hey, Alabalbo taught Bobby Knight, and
Okay.
Alabalbo was his assistant. He taught him man to man. Oh my God! And Alabalbo lived across the street from Tony. So Tony says, uh, "Okay, come up Friday night. I'll be here. You spend a couple hours with you." I go up there, man, notebook, pad and pencil. I'm ready.
Hmm.
Well, this guy's using the lamp. He's showing me all the defensive moves, ball, you man. Oh my God. And he's going a mile a minute. I'm there for 2 hours. I go back. I said, Tony, I don't know. He said, don't worry about it. Well, lo and behold, he winds up coaching basketball at Fordham. He leaves West Point. He takes the Fordham job. In the interim, I'm now the coach at Rutherford, right? So I become the head coach at Rutherford. I did a nice job. I tell you, my memory. Uh, I sent a couple of kids to college from Rutherford. They got to excuse me that I don't remember some of their names, but they did a good job. Paul Devlin, I remember. I remember him, and his dad was a great man. Uh, he was an athletic director. Uh, but anyway, I wind up leaving Rutherford and going to Barringer.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask how'd you end up at
Yeah.
Barringer?
Well, they see then they called me on the list. See, I'm making a name for myself in Rutherford,
Okay.
and now I get called in Newark. So I I look at the salary guide in Newark. In the beginning, I wasn't going to take the job,
Hmm.
but the salary guide was, my God, uh, way, way, way much more than Rutherford.
Hmm.
So I go to Tony and I tell him, I said, now I'm going to take the job in Newark. I need the money. I'm going to buy a house. That's what yeah, I remember now. I bought a house in Millburn. Yeah. So really, I left monetarily. Yeah, I had a couple of kids
Yeah,
then.
family, right? Right.
Yeah. So I left Rutherford, but I learned everything from Tony Folio. My God, yeah. And then I went to Barringer, and then I wound up being a Barringer JV coach. Oh, Dave Blank. Oh, then we have the riots, and Dave Blank, Naparano was still the football coach. I was coaching with Tony at Seton Hall Prep football, and I was uh, they gave me the JV coaching basketball at Barringer, and then the head coach left. Then I wound up getting the head job because Dave Blank became the principal,
Hmm.
and he saw, especially when they would not salute the flag. We had kids there, and again he saw me educating the kids and telling them they were right, about justice for all. Hey, educationally speaking, not being a wise guy or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are thoughts of mine. Somebody's calling on the phone here, but
No, it's okay.
okay. So again, we I lose my trend of
Oh no,
thought.
no, I know you're talking about Behringer, and I know you got the head coaching job. You were talking about getting the head coaching job and kind of just
We,
going from.
yeah, I had Doug Gamel. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. Got to know. Oh, there was a guy who taught with me, Nick Camisa, and Mr. Camisa, his brother. I coached with at Central, then became the head of the department in the city of Newark,
Okay.
and they were both Notre Dame graduates. Now I have Doug Gamel. Would you believe we beat Seton Hall Prep in the Essex County tournament?
Wow.
Oh my God! Oh my God! And hey! Oh, another nice feather. We beat Weequake. We
That's when there was a powerhouse.
eh,
Yeah.
when they were they had a string of victories
Right.
at home.
Mo Layton, and those guys.
Oh no, I didn't play them.
Oh, okay.
The who do you call was still there? Their coach, Les Fine.
Okay.
Les Fine leaves, and my good friend Davy Klurman, who was all state basketball at Westside. Now here's Frank Verducci, who couldn't dribble a ball, coaching Barringer at Weequake. We
Yeah.
upset them. Hey, Eb, I got to call the police department to get out of Weequake High School.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Oh, oh, what good memories. What good memories. But Joe Petty, now he still calls me. He's 68 years old. He still calls me once a week and we reminisce. Now,
Hmm.
Joe Petty played football and basketball for me.
Okay.
And Abe, listen to this one. He says, Coach, I think you were a better basketball coach than you were a football coach.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, Joe, why do you say that? He said, No, Coach, you knew how to motivate us. Oh God, the teams that we played Elizabeth. Oh, we went all over. I beat Alabama. He's the head coach of Belleville.
Okay.
I I almost want to cry. I said, I can't be a pimple on this guy. He's the coach, and I'm beating Alabama.
You being him. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Hmm.
oh, I mean, just beautiful stories, beautiful people.
So you go there. You go to Behringer to coach basketball first, then it led to football.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Basketball. I was the basketball coach.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. And Naparano left after the riots.
Hmm.
He went to Montclair Kimberly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he went to a small school. He was old enough to retire, so he retired and went to the small school. Uh, hey, there weren't too many people that could handle Barringer.
Yeah.
I
And
got
I
to
was
be
gonna.
honest with
I can
you.
understand that, especially the times you were just talking about doing the riots and all that. I know it's crazy. I know it's a crazy time.
Exactly. But you see, the nicest thing is, and let me say this too. I know a lot of people don't like it. Leroy Jones was the best of friends with me.
Hmm.
We graduated together. He was good people. No, hey, he did what he had. He became a communist. He went to Russia. He was the smartest kid in the class. He was a great student. He was a great man, as
Hmm.
far as I'm concerned, as far as a man. Now, his ideology, his politics, that's his business. That's
Right.
America. You follow? But
Yes.
when he saw me, he hugged me, Eb. And I told this to his sons. I know his son. I don't know the current mayor, but I would love to talk with him, the current mayor.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like some of the things that are going on in Newark, and especially the city league. You follow?
Yes.
Equality and justice for all. We're all one. Newark is a part of America. It's a
Hmm.
part of Newark, New Jersey, and I'm proud to be from Newark, New Jersey. Proud,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
absolutely proud.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes, yeah, and we gotta do more of this. We gotta do more hearts and minds. You know what I'm saying? because like I want to tell them, you go for that transplant, and hey, Ib, here's another story I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about the place that I'm at. I'm at a what do they call this? Uh, oh, this I gotta excuse me a minute because I'm getting nervous because I'm telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm at Crane's Mill in West Caldwell, okay, and it's it's a social ministry community. It's I guess when you retire
Right.
and you need assisted living, that's what it is, right? But the way I look at it, and like I tell these people here, it's about hearts and minds. They, I said to some people here, I said, they said to me, they said, Mr. Verducci, are you Italian? I want the people to know this. No, I'm not Italian. Oh, come on, you're Italian. With a name like Verducci? I said, excuse me. I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Hmm.
I'm American. I said, and another thing is, do you know I'm a Jew? And now these women are all Jewish. They start laughing, right? Now I got four of them. I'm talking with them. They're beautiful people. They're my age and older. All
Hmm.
right. And I said, no, I'm Jewish. Oh, come on. With a name like Verducci. I said, you see, that's where you're confused. I said, do you believe in God? They said, yes. I said, well, there's only one God. And if that God was Jewish, we're all Jews. Think about that, Ib.
Hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
You see the division? There goes that phone again.
No, it's okay. Okay. They must know
Yeah,
they're trying to track you down. I don't know.
yeah, right. But hey, Ib, is that not for publication?
Oh no, I totally see where you're coming from. I definitely see where you're coming from.
You see, getting back to like I said with the transplant, you follow?
Yes.
You don't say I want an Italian heart. I want a black heart,
No, you don't. You
a
definitely
Chinese
don't.
heart, huh?
No, you absolutely right. You're definitely right about that.
But do we hear this in America? Huh? I mean, Ib, come on. Well, I love that you're interviewing me.
No, it's
I
a
mean,
conversation. I don't even call them interviews. I call them conversations.
the
Yeah,
conversation.
we
Hey,
just we
okay,
just conversate. We just
hey,
con.
but this conversation. How come? How come? I want you to make sure Cory Booker sees this conversation because I
Hmm.
love him. Huh? Come on, Cor. And
Hmm.
he's a great man, a good student.
Hmm.
Huh? Ivy leaguer. Come on,
Yes.
babe. Yeah, we gotta start to bring America back. We got to start to bring back that equality and justice for all and see everybody salute the flag and say, that's it. Get it on your merit. Get it on your Hey, if you see why I played football?
Hmm.
I, I loved when they said you're too small. I mean, that's been a fight of my life.
Man, how many people you don't prove wrong? Hundreds and thousands. Like that whole that height and size thing don't mean nothing when you got that heart.
Yes, and not only that, Ib, stay there, stay there. There's gonna be a lot of people that don't like what I'm saying. You
That's their own conscience, their own things they gotta deal with.
Well, see, this is me. This is Saint Paul. Am I
Hmm.
therefore to become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Hmm.
I went to church last Sunday, and I loved the gospel that they sang. They said uh, there was a boat on the sea, and the wind came and a storm, and uh, Jesus was down in the gallery wherever he was, and they woke him up and they said, "Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna drown." He came out and he sang the song. Michael rowed the boat ashore. Hallelujah.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Nah,
huh?
nah, nah. Great stuff here. Great stuff.
Right,
I had a
right.
question. I had a question with the football piece. How do you switch over to that over at Banjo? How do you from basketball and then you wound up coaching football. How'd you get started with that at Behringer?
Well, you know that was my first love, football. But I took the basketball because of uh, Mr. Blank and the riots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the kids that didn't stand to salute the flag, I give them their money back. Leave. You're not welcome here. This is my gym. In my
Mm-hmm.
gym, we salute the flag. We show respect. I didn't say he had to salute the flag, Ib, but he had to stand.
Mm-hmm.
No commotion. This is America. This is certain things you have to do, Ib. There were a lot of things I didn't like to do. I went to Panzer College, and she was tough, but she taught me. She taught me to keep your mouth shut, and you're there. You go by their rules. If you don't like it, you don't go back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. You're in my house. In my house, I'm going to play the Star Spangled Banner. I'm going to salute the flag. If you don't like it, don't come in. Wait outside until we finish, and then come in later. Is there anything wrong with that, Ed?
No.
So that was the controversial thing. See, so getting back, Dave Blank saw that the kids liked me. They respected me. They, because of the way we're talking. Here goes that phone again. The way we're talking. Again, what are we doing? We're educating, right? So
Yes.
he sees Naparano leaves, right? Well, I had the basketball. I had a good assistant. The basketball will be in good hands. Uh, I'll take the football. Oh, okay, so we traded off.
Okay.
So that's how I took the football. But I got a lot of the basketball players to come out for football. Joe Petty was one. Joe Petty went to Arizona State. Oh, that's another great story. I got to say this because Joe Petty's got to watch this. Joe Petty, I always give him all the credit because Joe Petty made Frank Verducci.
Really, really.
Joe Petty. Joe Petty. Oh, now he's another one. No football experience, right? But what a heart! Oh my God, that guy! You put him down on something. Oh, the project was completed, right? So Joe Petty goes. Oh no, a guy in Nutley, Tom Gallucci, rest his soul. Tom Gallucci, they send a kid from Nutley, a running back, made All American out of Arizona State. Oh, see my memory getting back and oh, you say Nutley, I got to tell you some stories over there. So Tom Gallucci calls me and says, "Hey, you scrimmaged, yeah, you that kid Petty, he's not a bad player." I said, "Tom, he's a good player." He said, "Why don't you uh, get him out to Arizona State?" I said, "How am I going to do that?" He said, "Well, they had this kid, see, that made All American out there." He said, "Man," he said, he's a tough coach. Well, tell me about him. Do you know what he does? He brings guys out and makes them try out. Imagine in the summertime,
Mm-hmm.
high school kids. He takes them out there, works them out. He said, "But you better be ready. If he doesn't make the team, he's got to find his way back home. So
Mm.
he's got to have, in other words, they'll fly you out, but they won't fly you home."
You don't make the
So,
team. Yeah. Yeah.
right. So, oh my God, I hear that. Now I'm a rookie coach. I don't know anything about scholarships or anything about the colleges. So, okay. So what do I do? I get on the phone and I call person to person,
Mm-hmm.
right? He picks up the phone. I said, "I got a player for you." "You got a player?" "Yeah." I said, He's as good as this." I mentioned the kid from Nutley. "Oh, really?" I said, "I'll send a ticket. I'll get him out. He come out here uh, July 1st or June 30th or something like that." So I
Mm-hmm.
get Joe Petty and I tell him, I said, "Hey, Joe, you're going to go out there now. Uh, Listen, you better you better know how to get home if you don't make the team. If anything, Joe, here's my telephone number. You call me, collect. I'll buy the ticket. Yeah. He takes one look at me, Ib, and he says to me, Coach, sit down. Don't get excited. I'll make that team.
Mhm.
Uh, huh? Do you like
Mhm.
that? That's
Yes.
Joe Petty. God bless him. So he goes out there. Ib, they tell me he faints after 2 hours. 2 hours of working out.
Mm.
And coach comes to see him. They revive him. You know what he says to him? You ain't half as tough as my high school coach. Could you believe that? So what does the coach say? He said, I've got to meet this guy. He came to Barringer High School to meet
He
me.
came out to Barringer. Yeah.
He came out to Barringer High School to meet me. Yeah, what a man. What a man. Oh my God. Oh, stories Ib. Oh, unbelievable. Pete Shaw, Dexter Cumberlander, Robbie
Yes.
Rupp. I gotta find that phone. I don't know where it is. Imagine it's somewhere around here, but oh God. Well, we're
Nah,
gonna have
it's
to
okay. Yeah, we'll work through it. We'll work through it. So
good boy.
you get to coaching football. I mean, and obviously I know that's one of your first passions as far as football here. Like just how much
Well,
how much enjoyment was it just getting
wait,
back
wait
to
a
the
minute, wait a
gridiron?
minute. Wait a minute. I get three guys, Shaw, Cumberlander, and Wright.
Yeah, yeah.
Cumberlander's going to Valesburg High School.
Okay.
They recruit him.
Hmm.
Okay. He don't want to go to Barringer. Barringer ain't play. But I get the head job. Now I had Cumberlander in a grammar school, and I knew his brothers. I knew the family.
Okay.
These are athletes. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? So Pete Shaw, Pete Shaw lives in the Valesburg district, but Pete Shaw's father don't want him going to Valesburg High School because they can't win. Valesburg High School, that's another story that people are gonna like me for. They opened up a junior high school and made it a high school because West Side was starting to integrate. There
Okay.
were blacks going into West Side High School and they're fooling around with the white girls.
Okay.
So the upper crust of the West Ward, they opened up Valesburg High School. Now people don't like me for telling the truth, okay? But that's
Hmm.
that's what happened.
Hmm.
That's it. So you get another high school in the city league. Okay, the city league is garbage. Okay, not the players, garbage. Okay,
Hmm.
the league. Okay, all right. So his father don't want him going to Valesburg. Now I had Pete Shaw and I had Cedric Shaw. I had two Shaws. Okay, both All Americans.
Hmm.
Pete goes to Northwestern, and Cedric goes to Iowa. Cedric got signed by I think Minnesota, but didn't want to play pro. He's an actuarian. They tell me in Chicago. Okay, Pete Shaw though goes to Northwestern. They give his girlfriend a half a scholarship. He went to North. Robbie Wright and Cumberlander, they go to Wake Forest. Wake Forest gets they go 0-9 or something, and something happened, and the coach goes to Wyoming, and they
Hmm.
finish in Wyoming.
Well, yeah.
But those three guys, oh my God,
Was
who
that the
who
best backfield you ever had?
oh my God, yes, who couldn't win with those three guys,
Hmm.
huh?
Yeah.
I, oh my God,
Mhm.
what and the quarterback, I had a couple of quarterbacks, uh, unbelievable, unbelievable. Oh, if I found that phone,
Okay.
I found that phone in 1 second, please.
Okay.
Yes, If I'm sorry. Okay, uh, I'm sorry.
No, no,
Uh,
we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Take your time. Take your time.
okay, good.
Take your time.
Okay, okay, Ib. We're
Now
all
you
right?
just yes, no, you okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
It,
okay.
it,
Take a breath. Take
yeah,
a breath.
it's tough for me to move around,
Hmm.
with this arthritis.
Yeah, now take your time.
Okay. Oh, good, good, good. Hey, Yib, I
Yes.
got I got a thing here that you have to hear because this is this makes a lot of sense. And uh, oh, here it is. Okay, I did this many years ago. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. I just found this. In learning the game of baseball, we were taught that, quote, in order to hit a home run, you must learn how to follow through. In baseball, there are four bases, as you well know: first base, second base, third base, and home plate. It reminds me of life's learnings as to God, family, education, school, and our trusted elected government leaders.
Hmm.
If we look at the problems of today in our homes, our marriages, with the way we parent our kids, and our disciplinary practices, we don't teach accountability, and there is no consequence for failing to meet standards. I call this first base. On to second base, the schools. The problem here is the quality of our education is going downhill fast, and teachers have been stripped of the tools they need to be successful and to educate and discipline our young people. It's shortening the strike zone. Where is this getting us? Now let's go to third base. There's a problem in our church where powerful people in positions of authority have taken advantage of young children only to have such a horrible thing swept under the rug for years. Our church leaders are shortening the strike zone for themselves, and we allow it. On to home plate. And the same is true with our government. Our so called representatives make no rules, laws, for us that do not apply to themselves. They take bribes from lobbyists and foreign countries. They no longer serve us. And here we allow them to shorten the strike zone. Are we seeing our country falling into a dark abyss while we just watch? Do you know how many years ago I wrote this?
I was going to ask you that. How many?
Like over 20 years ago.
Mm, powerful and so
I
truthful. Right.
I mean, see, I find all this stuff. I mean, you see the kind of life I led. Ib?
Yes. Yes, I
Uh,
do.
I got a guy that wants to do a story. He wants to make a movie. Frank Rossi, a good friend of mine. He's a captain in the Newark Police Department. He was one of my assistants in football. Here's another story. His father was Joe Tutella's sergeant. Joe Tutella played for my brother Tony, went to Pittsburgh, and Joe became a deputy chief. He became an assistant, taught me everything about weightlifting. Uh, Joe was a fantastic for that, aside from being a lineman. Anyway, uh, he said, "You got to do me a favor. Uh, Frank Rossi he wants to be a coach, so do it for his father." And I'm not telling any stories. I hope Frank doesn't mind. So I called him up to my house, and my wife, she laughs still today. She said she thought he was the coach, and was interviewing me. But anyway, I said to the kid, I know I was going to make his father happy. I said, "You want to come and coach with me? I'll make you the offensive coordinator." He played in the Wishbone, right? And he's a big lover of Bear Bryant. So I said, "This is how I became a good coach. Are you listening?"
Yes, I am.
All right. So I said to him, "You could be the offensive coordinator under one condition." He said, "What's that?" I said, "You got to go to college. You got to get your degree." He said, "Where am I going to go to college? You're going to get me in?" I said, "Yeah, I get you in." "Well, get me into college, I'll go." Okay, I got him into Jersey City State or Newark State. Newark State. Yeah, he got his degree. He's a captain today. See, but he was my offensive coordinator. Hey, you want to say, how did Frank Verducci become a good coach? I know how to get kids to play for me. I know how to get guys to coach with me. And the
Absolutely.
guy that you interviewed, he was one of my assistants, Chet Polavecchia.
Yeah. How did with the colleges? How was it back then? Like, 60s, 70s, just interacting with the college coaches. How was that? How did you build a relationship with them back then? Because it's obviously
Well,
you got kids to play a lot of places.
yes, yes. Well, the nicest thing is once Joe Petty went to Arizona State, and he made it as a freshman.
Hmm.
He started as a freshman. Well, before you know, the newspapers pick it up. Hey, newspapers give you the publicity. You know what I'm saying? And I was told that all athletic departments, they cut out the sports section. And I guess they give recruiters that read those, and before you know it, all kind of guys are knocking at the door at Barrington High School. You follow?
Yes.
And, and then, like I said, those three guys, right, Cumberlander and Shaw. Oh my God! Then before you know it, uh, the doors were knocking down all kind of school. I tell you, I wanted kids to go to Ivy League schools, but they didn't have the grades.
Okay.
If they ever went to Ivy League schools, man, ooh, God-given athletic talent. Frank Verducci was made by people. I want you to know that. The people around me made me. They were all good people, Ib, and they did for kids. Hey, they went in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we had to be the parent. We had to be the parent. Again, hey, the Wizard of Oz, heart, mind, and
Hmm.
courage. See, and like I say, I like to tell that to people. Come on, be human. You got to have those three things, and you know that. Uh, Coaching the people around you, they make you. Uh, Sometimes like I think too of what Cory Booker's trying to do with the players getting money. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, I like that he's going after the NC2A. See, that's a whole thing in itself. We've done that from the beginning of time, right?
Yes.
Uh, you see, you got to find the right people. That was my mother. My mother said, hey, who was it? The guy that said Orwell or something. There's a sucker born every minute and two to take him. See, but my mother would tell you that in a nice way and say, hey, if that man is nice to you, shine his shoes.
Mm.
Hey, only a good friend will tell you your face is dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so again, and getting back to religion, if there's God, there's the devil. and I told you who the devil is: jealousy and envy. It don't. Why do you want to be jealous of somebody? But I told you, hey, you know, uh, I told you about the player with the N word, right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
told you about I told you the way I showed him and the kid that I said, okay, he scored 4 touchdowns. I mean, you see, everybody has something different, and I guess you got to be the father for all these kids,
Hmm.
and the coaches too. How about the coaches? Now I couldn't coach every position,
Right. Right.
so I had to depend on people. But you see, when you get into the locker room, before we went in, all my assistants, including the guys upstairs, talked to me, told me what they saw. So I'm using their brain, and then I got to be the spokesman.
Hmm.
See, at halftime, because they can only listen to one guy. I'm not trying to be a dictator or something. That's what I'm talking about. Our leaders, we elect them, right? The forces elect them. Listen to the people. Listen to their problems. I didn't say you're gonna be God and perform miracles, but you can. And some people, they look at you as God, don't they? They
Yes.
say, oh man, look what that guy did for me. Why did he do? I say that a million times. There are so many people that made Frank Verducci, and I say a prayer for them every night. Like I said, I said Al Visco, you know, God, there's so many people, and I'm sorry that I don't mention all their names. But
No, but everybody knows. Everybody knows.
I hope so. I appreciate talking with you. Really, I was looking forward to this.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. I got you just a little bit more. You got a few more minutes?
Sure. Oh,
Sure.
I
Yeah, I wanted to ask as far as even with the manager days, like did speaking, we talked about colleges just a minute ago, but did he like coaching colleges try to pull you away to go coach at the college level? I mean, were you
yeah,
ever
yeah,
tempted?
yes. Oh, yeah, no, no. You see, today I think I made a mistake. I got my nephew into it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I made a big mistake. But you see, it was money. It was monetary. It was the thing that I'm married, and the first 4 years I'm married, I have 4 kids.
Hmm.
Hey, so uh, and Newark was paying pretty good at the time. The colleges didn't pay it.
Okay.
There was no money in college coaching. In fact, how many guys? Bernie Wyatt, he owes his life to me. Tippett gets mad. Oh, I got to tell you this story. Tippett gets mad, and I just hope and pray he sees this. I love this kid. I told him, remember that movie, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
Jimmy Stewart. Remember when the guy Jimmy Stewart's going to kill himself, and his conscience comes to him and says, "Do you know if you kill yourself, so and so isn't alive because he saved him. All
Hmm.
the good things that he did in his lifetime, if it wasn't for him, that person's dead." You
Hmm.
follow?
Yes.
So I said this, and I said, if there's no Frank Verducci, is there an Andre Tippett? What do you say?
It's highly unlikely, especially what you were just telling me how you got him over there too, the manager and everything too.
Was it Frank Verducci that did it?
You got
Did
him.
I
You
did I
played
get
a
him?
you
Did I
played
get
a
him
played a
right?
major, if not the whole part of that.
Did I get him into college? I got him
Yes.
into college. I got him into junior college. He couldn't even academically get into a 4 year college. He got into a junior college, and this is a big discussion today. Can the kids do the college work? They're
Hmm.
football players. Come on, come on. Now that rests with each individual. That's not for me to say. I'm not God. I'm saying give the guy an opportunity. Give him the opportunity to fail. So
Hmm.
I said to Tippett, if there's no Frank Verducci, there's no Andre Tippett. Is that a fair statement?
No, that's fair.
Come on. Why you get angry at me for saying that? Because you're a millionaire? Because you're a millionaire? You ain't buying me for money. But let your conscience be your guide.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I say? Well, I don't say anything angry. I'm saying it from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a responsibility to those other kids in Newark. Those kids are just as devastated as you were. But you don't mention Newark. Why? You don't mention the City League. That's what made you. Hey, am I being obtuse? Remember that guy? Remember that movie? Don't be obtuse, huh? Am I being obtuse? Hey, am I your enemy because I'm telling you the truth? I want to reach your. I want to reach your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, not only your brain, your soul, your heart. Come on, come on,
Yeah.
and don't be angry at me for telling the truth. Come on, give me a kiss. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Eh, eh, Ib, I'm lost for words. What do you say?
You just gotta let destiny take its course. I mean, to your point, you just want to hug, just want to kiss. So you gotta just let it just take its course. Say what you had to say.
Right, right. Hey, you went to Immaculate.
Yes.
You don't think you had good athletes? I remember
Uh,
Immaculate. I
absolutely.
remember Immaculate basketball. Come on, Joe Gardy. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. They play
Yeah.
with any. The little schools today are proving it.
Mm-hmm.
They're proving it today. And then, like we said, the tournament of champions, more money. The
Oh
kids
yeah,
get any money? Do the
it's
kids
a
get
money
any
grab.
money?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
No. So what are you doing? You're hurting the heart and the mind.
Mm.
Ib, was I wrong? Please tell me.
Oh no, no. I would kindly just say something, but no, not at all. Not at all.
Was I wrong in what I read to you that I wrote 20 years ago
Nah, I enjoyed it. You don't know how many times I'm probably gonna play that back. So nah,
about hitting a home run? Come on, about the
yeah, you got to follow through.
come
Yeah.
on, and it's not today. It's not today. It was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's my life. I'm seeing everything coming right back. I'm seeing it all. Ib,
Yes.
I'm 88.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 15. And a lot of people used to try and suppress you. Hey, why? I've had people say that. Why are you making that guy smarter than you? Believe me, it has been said to me. See, getting back to the college coaches, Hayden Fry, oh, rest his soul, loved Frank Verducci, would do anything for Frank Verducci. Rehired the coach who he fired, didn't like him, didn't like his tactics. And I told him in the humanitarian way, come on, this guy has a family. He needs the job.
Mm-hmm.
Find him the job or give him a lesser responsibilities. I'm telling you, I wish he was alive.
Yeah.
Hey, to say, hey, we could talk to him. Let him talk about Frank Verducci. Not me. You follow what I'm saying? Joe
Yes.
Petty. Let Joe Petty talk about Frank Verducci. Let these college coaches. I spoke at different. Uh, Atlantic City used to have a big convention. They used to. I met Vince Lombardi. I met all the coaches that would come. Then you could ask questions. You'd sit with them individually. This is the way I made contacts.
Okay.
See, telling different coaches. I got players, and then like getting back to Joe Petty again. He was the first guy, so he made it. He made it so that Tippett could make it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this Robbie Wright, Dexter Cumberlander. See, they owed Joe Petty. Then
Mm-hmm.
the guys after they owed you follow as a family.
Yes.
Uh, Tony Verducci. was the inspiration for Frank Verducci. Bruno Verducci was the inspiration for Frank Verducci.
Hmm.
My nephew Tom Verducci that writes for Sports Illustrated. My brother Bruno was the force there. He was the writer
Hmm.
in the family. Tommy went out for sports, played at Seton, was on the team at Seton Hall. You follow? You had to get involved in sports so that you brought on another family.
Yeah.
You knew that people were just like you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now you kind of answered that one question that I was just about to ask as far as what is sports giving you, but it just sounds like family is pretty much might be that answer.
oh sure, and you see people use nice words. They think these people are full of baloney. Integrity. Why sports? Citizenship. You,
Hmm.
you see, getting back to saluting the flag. If you're an athlete and you discuss these things in the right manner, you follow? Hey, again, like I always say, if you wanted to transplant, does that make sense?
That makes total sense. Okay. Yeah.
Come on, come
Hmm.
on.
Hmm.
See, that's why we're brothers.
Yes.
See, from a different mother, you can only have one mother. Ib. You can
Hmm.
only have one mother.
Yes.
See, I don't hear anybody saying that. You can only have one mother. And whatever happened to the word normal? That's no longer in our vocabulary. Do you see what's happening to America? Going back to what I wrote,
Yes.
do you see what I see? When if you don't use the word normal, you don't have a vocabulary. Because what did I say? That's not a normal swing. Got me?
Yes, I do.
It's not a normal swing. You're swinging under the ball. You're swinging on top of the ball. You want to hit that home run, you got to have a normal swing, that bat, and keep your eye on the ball
Yes.
and
Yes.
follow through. You can't hit a home run unless you follow through. So many of these discussions, we don't follow through, Hanib.
No, I agree. I agree.
Come on, come on. I want this interview to go to the right people. Somebody's got to listen to us. Come on, we're touching America. We're touching America's heart and soul. Follow through.
Hmm.
Come on, you can't hit a home run unless you follow through.
That's right. I remember you telling me that a few weeks ago. I mean,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, I love you. I love the work that you do. You're dealing with people. You're like a coach. You're touching my heart as well as my mind. Come on, we're
I'm not
inter-
gonna.
we're
uh,
interacting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you off the hook that fast. I got a couple of more questions, if that's okay.
Go ahead, sure. Hey, I love you.
Nah, I appreciate it. Have some fun with these though. When you was your what was your favorite car that you used to drive?
My favorite what?
Favorite car? I asked for a reason.
Uh, uh, in other words, the drive.
Yes.
Oh no, I was never. Hey, I took I love the car that gave you the most mileage
All right.
in a gallon.
So that car that gave you the most mileage. Did you like driving it? You prefer the Parkway or the Turnpike?
Oh no, Parkway, Parkway, Parkway. Turnpike was too fast for me.
So after a game or even a practice here, what was your favorite place to eat?
My favorite. Oh,
Okay.
home. Yeah. Hey, the funny thing is, you say that. Excuse me for interrupting. I learned to smoke because I was a dope watching the coaches. What they do after a win.
Or the smoke a
The guy
cigar or
from the
something?
the guy. I forget who it was. Boston Celtics or so. Before you
Blue,
know it, I'm
red
smoking a
Auerbach,
cigar.
red Auerbach.
Right on my, yeah, smoking a cigar. Right, crazy. Then I wound up. Yeah, thank God I stopped. Yeah. And I used to tell the kids, no good to smoke. But you see, again, let's stay there. The influence with the movies. I find out later, which made me stop smoking. To smokers out there, you want to stop smoking, use your brain. What did I find out? The tobacco industry gave free cigarettes to the movie producers and gave them money to make sure that the stars smoked, all boys and girls, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, see, again, you gotta read an honest person. You see America? You see about the home run? Why you shouldn't smoke because it's no good for your health. Okay, but why was everybody smoking? I smoked because I wanted to be like Alan Ladd. I want to get a pretty girl like Marlena Dietrich. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she smokes and he smokes, so I'm going to smoke. It was
Hmm.
influence. You see how you influence people? I hope I influenced people. Ed.
Nah, I think you have. I think you
I
have. And
hope. I hope in the right way.
no, definitely, and continue to continue
Well,
to.
that's why I love doing this interview. Some people told me not to do this interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? They were afraid. See, they're afraid that people aren't going to like me. Say, I had, I always had half a stadium. You want to hear a good one? I got a good
What's
friend
that?
of mine. Oh my God, he played for Weequake. Okay,
Hmm.
and he said to me, until I got to know you, I hated the coach, but I loved the man. Now that I got to know you, coach, I love you.
Yeah.
He said, but I hated you as a coach. 56 to nothing, you beat us.
Hmm.
Well, I beat him because his coach, rest his soul, was a black militant. Come on. They're only
Hmm.
white militants? Come
Hmm.
on. Wake
Hmm.
up.
Hmm.
So what happened? Well, hey, we had to run out of Weequake. He chased the people after us.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm integrated. I got black kids playing on my team. Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
So you see, but my kids, I was telling them the truth. See, he wasn't telling. He was telling them stories from when he was in Mississippi or Georgia. I
Okay.
wasn't. I wasn't there. I was in Newark, New Jersey.
Hmm.
Now, was there discrimination in Newark, New Jersey? You better believe it. You better believe it. They used to discriminate when they made men sit in the back of the bus. Only the women could sit in the front. You were discriminating against men.
Hmm.
Discrimination is a part of life. Come on, get with it. Those that don't like me, God, that's okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
you're
it.
right. You're totally right. And
No.
speaking of week way, favorite field to play on, Ottoman or School Stadium?
Oh no, school stadium. Hey, week we got to mention Brian Logan.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to get him on. I've been trying to get him on.
I'll get him.
I
That's my
spoke to him, trying to get him on. Yeah.
little brother. That's
Hmm.
hey, listen. Let me tell you a story about Brian Logan. Brian Logan, Westside High School, unbelievable,
Hmm.
unbelievable. They can't control the kids. Okay, so a gentleman by the name of Nate Potts, rest his soul. Nate Potts calls me up. Nate Potts did basketball officiating when I
Okay.
was uh, coaching basketball, and I went at him a few times. But best of friends, you know, all good thing. So he says to me, "Hey, coach, you got to do me a favor." Yeah, Nate, what? He said, "You got to go and coach Westside High School." I start laughing. I said, "Are you crazy? Are you nuts? Go coach Westside High School? No way." I coach Barringer, right? So
Hmm.
what happens? They keep bothering me. So now my wife, this is a true story. You know, I don't make up stories. So they want me to coach at Westside. So she said, yeah, ask them for $5,000. I don't know if I'm telling the story out of school. I don't want to embarrass anybody. So He calls. Come on now, will you coach West Side? I said, yeah, I'll coach for $5,000. He said, you got it. Could you believe that?
Hmm.
Oh my God, I'm going to coach West Side. Oh God. And I go up there. It unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the kids are wearing their pants where you could see the cracks of their behind. The teachers, the security guard who was the guy from Barringer sees me and says, Coach, you ain't coming here. Are you crazy? These kids are nuts. Well, hey, there was no team I was afraid to play. There were a lot of teams that didn't want to play me. I'll
Hmm.
tell you that. I'll tell you that. They
Hmm.
they didn't want to play anybody from they play certain teams from Newark, but not Barringer. So okay, so $5,000. I got to go because the boss says you got to go. And when your wife talks, you better listen. So I go. Well, hey, that's where Tahir Whitehead, is playing. In fact, he's currently playing for the North Carolina team.
Hmm.
He just got traded. He was with the Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God, what a beautiful kid. He's another guy. His brother. Oh, his brother. My God, his brother. I call Gail Sayers. What a player. Oh my God. But the poor kid. He, he just. I don't want to say. But anyway, a beautiful guy. Beautiful guy. But Tahir went to Arts High. I knew it's in the family. You follow me?
Yes.
Hey, you got to come out for football. Arts High, that's all right. You live in the West Side district. See, they changed it. I was so glad. They made the vocational school kids and the special schools, they could go to the high school that they resided in. The ward
Hmm.
that they resided in, they could go to that high school.
Hmm.
So I got Tahir to come out. Hey, I got him a scholarship to Temple. The rest is history.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in the NFL. He's a beautiful. Hey, he just bought a building in Newark for Logan. He yeah, you definitely got to get Logan on. Uh, Logan does for the kids. You know.
Absolutely. Now we've spoken, so it's just a matter of time. I mean, we'll
Oh, good,
connect. But
good.
we have talked.
But I promised. See, Tahir Whitehead and he's got kids that we coached that are they're in college coaching, high school coaching. Um, I got senior moment. I was supposed to write that stuff down, but that's why you got to get him
Hmm.
because he knows. Now let me finish the story. How we get the coach together? Okay, he's a policeman.
Right.
So bad at West Side that Nate Potts puts a cop with me. I wasn't going up there alone. You follow me? They now they had to go from West Side High School to the park to practice. They had to go up South Orange Avenue.
Hmm.
Ed, do you see what I'm saying about Newark?
Right.
There were no facilities. I was fortunate. I was only 3 blocks from the park. So what does that mean? That means you can't wear your cleats. Some of us used to wear the cleats right down to the park, but then before you know it, the board of education was getting on us, but we were using too many cleats. We were wearing them out. You follow?
Hmm.
The kids didn't have sneakers and cleats or shoes. You follow? There were a lot of reasons, but anyway, getting back to uh, Tahir and his brother, they, they, he didn't want to come. He didn't want to go to West Side Park. I said, I get somebody to drive you, but you gotta come to what. So I got the other kids. You need this guy. So you see again, you're starting to form the bond. The
Hmm.
football players. They want to say football players. They're not special. They are another family. You follow? You got to
Yes.
look out for your brother.
You
See,
do.
not saying that everybody in this, but the football guys, yes. So this is the way I got these kids to go out. They had natural talent. They made Frank Verducci. The coaches and the players made Frank Verducci. Frank Verducci was the spokesman that said, "Hey, I got a player for you," and the guys listened to me because they knew I was honest.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
Yeah.
see again following through. See, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not giving myself accolades. I'm telling you the truth.
That's
It's
all.
from the heart.
That's all. That's all. Speaking of those favorite players, what's your favorite play to run? Just in general, I know you had different offices, but is you ever
Oh,
have that? You had a favorite play?
let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you about offenses. How I get to be an offensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
See, and getting to Logan. Logan's my brother from a different mother. Oh, he's my boy. He's my man. Uh, I had to convince him. See the way I said about blocking,
Yes.
so that they remembered plays. Now here, why did Notre Dame run T formation and then all of a sudden go to the single wing, the box?
I don't know.
See, ask Frank Verducci. Ask Frank Verducci.
How come?
Because he knew, let's say, the off tackle play, because of the defense that team was in, they couldn't stop the off tackle play.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Oh, well, how come nobody asked Frank Verducci? See the jealousy? See the envy? See me, I call up Tatum, or I call up a guy. Hey, why did you run that wishbone play? They had their name. I had my name. The fullback in the off tackle hole. Why
Mm-hmm.
did you? And they would tell you why. Because of the defense. Because the guard had the outside angle or the inside angle. You follow me? You follow me now? Huh?
Yes.
See, you got the advantage. If he's on your outside, how are you going to block him in? How are you going to block him in if you got him on the outside? So you got the hole, let's say, to your right shoulder, and the guy's playing in your right shoulder. You got to pass it on to your brother, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense. The
You follow?
lingo and everything. Yeah. No,
Right.
it all connects.
I'm going to change the play because I'm going to block out now
Yeah.
because he's on my outside shoulder. I'm telling my brother he can't run to my outside shoulder. He's got to run to my inside shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, was Frank Verducci smart?
Yeah.
Come on, you're laughing.
Oh no, I'm laughing to go and
No, no,
because
no, no,
it
no.
makes sense. It makes sense.
But this is what I'm saying. See, you're laughing. You didn't frown and say, "Why didn't I think of that?" Do you see the jealousy? Do you
Yes.
see why guys were jealous of Frank Verducci?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ed, it's like a guy saying, "Why did God make you that way and not me?" You following me, Ed?
Yes.
Huh? This is what I want people to know. Shame on you. Shame on you. Go ask. Go with, hey, I went with my hands out. Please help me. What's
Mm-hmm.
wrong with that?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Come on. So my my brain wasn't for just me. It was for everybody. And then the other coaches in the city, did they say Frank Verducci? No, they were jealous. Hey, I beat you 56 nothing. Why? There had to be a reason. Another guy I put in the third team because I liked him, because he was respectful.
Mm-hmm.
That's the $1 million word in my vocabulary. Is if I respect you, I love you. And if
Mm-hmm.
I don't respect you, I'll fight you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you to your face. Oh, you could hit me. It's all right. Is there anything wrong with that, Ib?
No, you're being truthful, and I think you got to be 100% yourself. Like I told you earlier, we all got to look ourselves in the mirror. I mean, and I think when it's all said, you don't want to hang your head down when looking at yourself. You need to stand up proud and look right back at that mirror and know you was 100% yourself and truthful and authentic. Totally.
Right, right. Well, it's like that thing that I showed you about the body, heart
Yes.
and mind, and I showed you what muscles you need for what position you're going to play. You need the total body, you need the mind and the body. But then what did I say? I said, know that there are 7 ways to lose a game. 7 ways to lose a game. So was I educating them?
Yes, you were.
You see? So we went over the 7 things. The mental errors, that was number one. Your brain, you see? Foolish penalties. Why why'd you hold? If you can't block the guy, what did we say? We said, brother, I need help. You see?
Hmm.
Now we use that term because I went to my big brother, Tony. Hey, Tone, I need help. Tony came to me a lot of times. Hey, why did you do this? Ib, the other thing, I see I ran different formations because I know I could beat that defense. I didn't have one formation.
Hmm.
See, uh, because Naparano taught me. Naparano only knew single wing. And you know what he said? If the other team's better, they'll win. I beat a lot of teams that were better than me. They had better talent than me. You follow?
Hmm.
I was a better coach. I had a better plan. I'm not patting myself on the back. I did my homework.
Right. You did the work. The work.
Yeah. Why would you leave your money in the Howard Bank, who's only giving you 2%, when the Walker Bank will give you 6%? I take my money out of the Howard Bank and put it in the. Does it make sense?
The simplicity of it and how much sense does it make? Totally. Totally.
Right.
Speaking of
And then,
coaching,
right. And so in my lifetime, you know what they'd say to me? Why do you want to make that guy smart? Don't tell him anything. Leave him the fool that he is. No, 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 no. Hey, if you beat me, I knew you had better talent, or you made some good calls. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So again, I put everything down on paper. I told you this guy when he saw this morning, he said, "Oh, coach, I got to make some copies." I said, "Well, I pulled them out because I'm going to talk with Ib."
Hmm.
Hey, so you made me bring out a lot of old things here that I
Nah, I'm
you know
flattered and I'm so taken back and I'm appreciative of it. Yeah,
you
nah,
made my day. You no, you
nah,
made my day. You did because hey, you see, we're what can I give you more than my heart and my mind? My
yes.
money? Rob me of my money, you rob me of nothing. Rob me of my mind, you my name, my mind, you rob me of my most precious jewel. You know
Hmm.
the judge in court hit the gavel, said I couldn't say that. I
Really?
said, yeah. I said, why? He said, because you're in a court of law. In a court of law, you're there to either win or lose money. I was there, but I wasn't there for money. I was there for my name. He said, no, that's the truth, Ib.
Hmm.
And you know what he awarded me? 6 cents, and it cost me $10 to laminate the 6 cent check. I never cashed it,
Hmm.
but I was on principle.
Right.
Now a lot of people thought I was a fool, Ib. See, I understand the guys that march. See, I understand people, but I say sometimes you do it in the wrong way because you may hurt somebody who doesn't understand. You follow me? You're
Hmm.
hurting a mind and a heart. And I had people say to me, I was in the wrong profession. I was in the education profession. They said I should have been in the ministerial profession. I said, but I would have been ecumenical.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't believe in one religion. I believe in them all. There's only one God. There's only one religion. I was born a Catholic. What are you going to do?
Hmm.
I was born. You follow? That was my mother. But I know you all are my brothers and sisters. Hey, but again, that's Frank Verducci. You see why they're jealous? Huh?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. See, hey, and I made another brother today.
Brother, yeah, nah, coach, yeah, like I said, I'm just so taken back. Like I said, even though the conversations and the phone calls, even leading up to this, I know like I said, I'm just taken back, flattered, and just honored. Just you just taking time out to share a tiny bit of your life with me. As far as on this call here. So I just wanted to say, like, just felt like I got another coach in my life. Later
Good.
on in life, another coach, and I just want to say thank you. You being the North guy, the Jersey guy, the family guy, probably first and foremost. Outside of that, you just being officially you just helped me be officially me, and I you don't know, like I'm pretty much speechless because, like I said, just for you just taking time out of your day and your day to day here just to share just some of this knowledge and even some of the stuff. Like I told you, I'll probably rewind this back a few times and still a couple of things too. I already mentioned to my wife about the whole home run and following through. I was like, so simple, makes so much sense. And I think sometimes in life we make things difficult and complex when they don't have to be, and overthink things sometimes too. And it just the
Yeah.
simplicity of a lot of things that you just say just makes so much sense here.
Yes. Well. See. Stay on that. What was wrong with the city league? If you look at Essex County, there are 23 municipalities,
Hmm.
right? 23 municipalities. There, I don't know how many high schools there are, but of the 23 municipalities, you have some regional high schools. You follow?
Right, right.
Newark was broken down into wards. Why? Why do people look down on the city league? I can't for the love of me understand that. Where were you born?
I was born in Newark, Beth Israel.
And where'd you live?
I grew up in Orange.
You grew up in Orange. Why didn't you go to Orange High School?
I went to Orange Middle, then I went to Orange High School. Parents wanted to switch it up. And
Yeah,
that's it. They wanted me to switch it up.
see, you follow what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hey, you know what I said, Ib? And I know people are going to go crazy. If I could have recruited the city of Newark, they'd have had to put me in the NFL.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's the kind of talent that was in Newark.
And
See,
still is. And still
and
is.
and some of the coaches are frauds. Frauds.
Hmm.
You follow? Those were the jealous guys. See, of Frank Verducci. What was I doing? I was saving hearts and minds.
Hmm.
See, but they divide it. Come on, look at the whole picture. You have some municipalities, three, four, five, that send their kids to a regional high school. Why couldn't I get all the kids from Newark that wanted to play for Frank Verducci, wanted to come to Barringer High School, play
Hmm.
for a winner? And the ones Keith Hunter, uh, I love him. He said he didn't want to play for the coach of Week because he thought he was nuts. That was his that was his American prerogative.
Hmm.
And the city said, no, you have to go to this high school unless you change your address. Come on, they I could be the biggest militant guy in the world. Do you believe that?
Oh no, yes, we all can switch it up. Yeah, we all can. We all can.
That's why I love this interview.
Hmm.
That's why I love this interview. I want to see what honest people are going to reach out to you
Hmm.
and say, "Yeah, we need more interviews like this
And to your
for
point
the
earlier,
young
even
kids,
what's that?
for the youngsters."
Oh, no, definitely. And to your point, even with the whole association, like, having
Yes,
to
absolutely.
revamp that, and
Abs-
yeah.
oh, absolutely. That is so racist in America. 9-0 is not as good as 8-1. Where? Where?
Hmm.
They allowed them to get away with it. And the thing is, this is the thing that gets me. They have assemblymen and senators on their payroll.
Oh
Why?
yeah, oh yeah.
I read it. I read it in the baseball. Did I
Hmm.
read it to you? Huh?
As far as
Okay.
that, yeah, and of course they do. Of course they do.
Right.
Who making the
Right.
laws? Who making the policies? Right, of course.
Right. Right. So see why I said Leroy Jones was a friend of mine.
Hmm.
You see, and a lot of people didn't like him. See, and his son, the mayor of Newark. I wish he would talk to me. See,
Hmm.
I don't like it. Not in America. No, 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 no. And yet we have that freedom.
Yes.
See, sometimes we take advantage of what we got, huh? Huh, Ib?
Hmm.
See,
And the
and
one thing I want to ask you, I didn't mention it earlier,
go
just talk
ahead.
about, like, as far as even, or just kind of just comment on. I know you talked about, standing up, for the flag and everything, which I
Yes,
totally, I know, I agree with that position. The only thing that might veer off
yeah,
is, I would ask, you may already know, you may know this, even I wish they would have, like, whether it's no song at all or whatever being played, because you think about the national anthem. If I just Francis Scott Key, who wrote it, there's only two stanzas that gets played as far as, during the games, before
yes,
the game.
yes,
There's
yes.
there's actually, I believe, four stanzas. And if you have a moment, or just like some time, ask somebody to pull up the other two stanzas. Like the third stanza talks about, harming slaves and doing all the stuff to slaves or what have you. There, so that right there, kind of, I do take a little issue with. I mean, I don't think people know that though. They just used to the first two stanzas. Like if they listen to the third stanza particularly, and obviously I think there's four, but this talking about some of the stuff he just had. He was just so, wanting slavery to still be involved and harm slaves and everything else. People don't recognize that, and they try to leave that hitting out. So my thing with the national anthem, like standing for the flag and respecting the flag, totally, we're Americans. I understand that. I just wish the song it'd be something different versus that song, because I don't think people understand its true origins of it.
Stay there. You just educated me. To tell you the truth, I never followed the way you just mentioned.
Hmm.
Now, when you mentioned discrimination, and we're bringing up right now the slaves,
But
didn't we have white slaves?
they're,
My
they're
father was a slave.
right, depending obviously where you come from in the countries, and
See,
obviously
wait, wait,
coming
wait,
over
wait.
here.
Stay there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. See. And this is why the kids liked me. My father was a slave, and some of them would laugh in the beginning. Mr. V, you're white. Oh, no, 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 no. Slaves weren't only black; they were white too.
Hmm.
A slave should never be. Slaves, hey, we got maids that are slaves. We
Yes.
got people that are being paid under the table, slaves, because they need the money. My father was a slave. You know why my father was a slave? He worked for La Padrone. The Italians know that. The
Hmm.
Italians, they called him the boss. I don't ever, and I said that to people. Oh, he's my boss. Don't you ever use that word with me.
Hmm.
I am nobody's boss.
Hmm.
I'm your supervisor. I'm your superior. I'm the responsible person for this department, but I'm nobody's boss. My father used to cry. He had arthritis, he had stenosis, he could just about walk. He was a master of trade, you know, and he had no title. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Whenever they needed him, they called him. Even if it was in the middle of the night, Sunday, there was no time and a half. There was no overtime. That's why. That's why I say we're all brothers. I saw it in my own house. You follow? And
Yes.
I don't like this. Hey, what they say about the Italians? They were mob guys. Well, the mob guys. You made the mob guys. You see, we know that. Okay. Hey, and some mob guys are in big positions. Some mob guys own the president.
Hmm.
Yes, we know that. You know, see, the key is you gotta know, but you're not for. See, know the why, not the how.
Hmm.
Why, why, why? Hey, we say a lot of times when I'm hurting, I say, "Why me, God? Why me? Why?" See, so again, it's education. uh, uh, Discussions like this. This
Hmm.
is beautiful. The kids don't get this kind of education. The father isn't in the house. The mother. My heart bleeds for the mother.
Hmm.
See, uh, and I don't care if she's married or not. I don't care what gender she is. If you are raising somebody, God bless you, but do it with feeling. Do it from the heart because you're going to waste the heart and the mind. Huh?
Right.
Hey, so that's why I wanted to do this interview. I wanted people to know the real Frank Verducci. And if you're jealous of me, well, I can't do anything about it. I'll pray for you.
That's all. That's all.
And when I say our Father, hey, and when
Mhm.
I say that, hey, stay there. It's hard for me sometimes to say the prayer because sometimes I don't forgive those people that don't like me
Mhm.
because they don't have an honest reason not to like me. See, I didn't do anything to hurt you. I didn't take anything from you. Why don't you like me? Well, because I'm good, eh? But but again, education, 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 eh? And you're right. You're right, and everything that you said. I know. I'm 1,000%. But the masses, the control.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?
Right. Nah, definitely, definitely. This is again, like I said, I'm just so taken back, Coach, and I just really appreciate the time you've given, not only with this,
Yes,
even before even actually connecting today, just us conversating. But like I'm just so taken back, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Just the opportunity
oh,
that you just given me, just to hear you, and like I said, hear a tiny inkling of your life. I
yes,
thank you so much. Thank you so
yes,
much.
and make sure you give Brother Logan. I love him. Hey, let me tell you that one story with Logan. All right.
Sure.
So Logan gets the West Side job with Frank Verducci. We're co-coaches,
Hmm.
right? We win the state championship. We win the state championship at West Side High School.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Logan is a Weequay graduate.
Hmm.
Weequay never did anything in football, huh? See again, stereotype Jews, basketball. Get out of here.
Hmm.
Now, the Jewish people were a lot like the Italian people. They didn't want their kids to play football because they get hurt. But the Italians were more stubborn. The Jew was, I like to say, smarter. You know what I'm saying? He went for
Yes.
basketball. See, because I did both. You follow? So
Yes.
you see, now I'm being ethnic. You see, right? So all right. So now let's go to Week. Let's win a championship at Week. You get me the job? Yes, I'll get you the job. There was my dear and close friend, Tenaro. He was the vice principal at Westside, and he saw the job that we did at Westside. He gets the principalship of Weequahic. You want to tell me how many times God was there for Frank Verducci? So I called Tenaro. I said, hey, I got the man for the job, for the football job. You need a football coach, thank God. The guy took it for 1 year. And I forget his name, another beautiful guy. He got a promotion down at the board. So the Weequahic job was open. So he says, I'll give Logan the job under one condition. I said, what's that? You come and coach with him. Oh, you got it. That's how much I loved Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted him to get the Weequahic job. We go to Weequahic. We win a state championship.
Yeah.
So I said to Brother Logan, Logan, you're the only head coach in the city of Newark that won 2 state championships. What does he say back to me? But you're the only coach that won 3 state championships.
Nah, that's great. That's great.
Oh, you see why I love him?
Yes, I do.
Huh? What a man. What a man. What a man. God bless him. Hey, if I could choose another brother, he's it. He's my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Brian is my man. Oh God. And like I said, uh, I can't think of the quarterback. He's coaching college, and I told Brian I wouldn't forget it. See, and I wrote it down somewhere, and I can't find it. And he's got that guy who's a coach. He's got a high school coach. Uh, we had you got to get Logan on. We he's still doing God's work.
Mm-hmm.
Still doing God's work. Yes, yes. And the people of Newark should respect him.
Without a doubt. Without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yes, yes, yes. We need more. We need more Logans. Yep, yep, yep. And make sure now, my man Corey Booker.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Yes.
man.
Yes.
He was a hell of a football player.
I heard he played. Yeah, I did hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. He was. I think he was an Ivy League man. He was a student.
Mm-hmm.
Corey was a student. Good man. Good.
Mm-hmm.
He was the mayor when we won West Side, when we won the state championship.
Okay. Yeah.
The Meadowlands. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was there. Now, why did you ask me which did I like better? Which stadium?
Oh, because I know you played in both of them. That's all. That's all.
Oh yeah. Well, a school stadium, that's a story in itself. Do you
Mhm.
know a guy from Newark gave the money to build that stadium for the kids of Newark? See, Newark has such history. That's what I want to tell Baraka. Where is Louis Bamberger? Did you ever hear of Bamberger?
Nah, I mean, no.
Well, he was a big department store.
Oh, Bambergers, they turn into Macy's, right?
No,
Not
no.
Macy's, or
That's wrong. That's wrong.
that's wrong. Okay, I can admit when
Wait.
I'm wrong. Okay, but
Okay.
there was a Bambergers downtown, correct?
Yes. Now listen
Right.
to me. He was Louis Bamberger. He was a Hungarian Jew, I think.
Okay.
I think he was from Hungary. But anyway, I had his book. I lent it to somebody. I didn't write it down. And you see what they did? They didn't give it back to me. Now, listen to this about Louis Bamberger. Louis Bamberger built the first synagogue in Newark.
Mhm.
Louis Bamberger built the Newark Public Library.
Okay.
And there isn't a street named after Louis Bamberger. There isn't anything named after he backed Gimbels and Macy. That's the kind of man he was.
Okay.
He was a
Okay.
giver. See, I always said this. Oh, you'll love this. When you were my friend, I would say to you, hey, Ib, are you a giver or a taker?
You asking me?
Yeah. Are you
Giver.
a giver
I'm a giver.
okay, atta babes, atta babes. Now some guys are takers.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Now I see where you're going.
Are you a giver or a taker? Come on, babes.
Hmm.
If you're a giver, you're with me. Let's go, cause we're giving today. Where we
Hmm.
going? We're going here. You follow? You don't know where that bus is gonna end up. A lot of times I didn't know what scrimmages. I didn't
Hmm.
tell the kids that they were going to scrimmage certain. And hey, this is a good story. My brother eventually he said, "Hey, honeydew, I don't believe that your kids are 17. Get out of here. Those guys are men. Would you believe this? This is my own brother talking." Then eventually he says, "Oh, I want to play him, right?" My mother is alive, rest her soul. She says, she grabs me and says to me, "You got to promise me one thing, Mom, anything. What is it? Don't ever play your brother." "Why, Mom?" She said, "People will love that. They would love to see two brothers
Hmm.
fight."
Hmm.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
You see why I am what I am? My mother made me. So my brother, after a while, came and saw us play. And then he would tease me. He would say to me, "Get out of here. They're, they're men." He saw Wright, Cumberlander, and Shaw. "Get out of here." He said, "You know what?" He, he said, those guys are 18, 19 years old. Get out of here. Right? And I used to laugh. And then my other brother, Bruno, who was the writer, he would say, "Why don't you scrimmage him? Why don't you learn? Why don't you learn what he's doing?" See,
Hmm.
because Tony was like Naparano. He, he was the old fashioned Woody Hayes, I called him. You
Okay.
know what I mean? That was it. My way or the highway, Joe Paterno, right? Frank Verducci was what? What you see is not what you're going to get. I was the magician. You follow?
Yes.
Huh? So consequently, we started the scrimmage because my mother said, "Don't ever play him. People would love to see two brothers fight." "Okay, Mama, you got it." So now, what would he do? He'd stop the scrimmage. You start to learn. He'd say, "Run that play again, walk through it." "Now, why did you run that play?" I said, "You see the defense you're in, the 5-4?
Hmm.
You're going to not stop that play." You follow? I show him who has the angles. "And what did you call it?" And I tell him that I have mother, brother, not the F word. I
Right.
have mother and brother, sister. You got it? Star, your girlfriend, your
Hmm.
boyfriend, whatever. You see? That's the way we did it. It was what? It was communication. You got to be able to reach the mind, huh? Sometimes you got to be a wise guy. Hey, they want to knock the cops, right? The cop is a human being. Don't knock cops.
Hmm.
Knock the human being, right? Right, brother?
Yes.
They're not all bad. Like teachers, they're not all like coaches. They're not all good, right? You follow where we're going with this interview?
Yes.
We're on the path of America, the, the home of the free, right? The land of what? The land of opportunity. Come on, brother, get with it.
Hmm. No,
And when
absolutely. Absolutely.
that's right. And when you get in leadership, okay, let's see what you're gonna do with it now. Uh, hey, I'm gonna sit back and see what you're gonna do with it. Adam,
Nah, that's okay. I relish the opportunity when it presents itself. Absolutely. Nah,
uh,
nah, thank you, coach. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough here.
thank you.
And this won't be the end of our communicating either. Like I said, I'll check in on you.
Please, I love that.
No, definitely, definitely. Like I said, I'm just so taken back. So I'm thank you again.
Thank
Thank you
you.
again.
Thank you, Eb.
So
Thanks again.
uh
Yes,
so we'll talk soon.
positively.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and I'll let you know. I send this out to you as well.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely. Coach, thanks again for just following back up with me from last week. First and foremost, that you're doing well, family, everybody's okay.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Good, good, good. I mean, I'm still just taken back just by even last week. Like I said, I'm very, very just like humbled and just appreciative just to spend this time with you. I know a lot of people don't get the opportunity here. So like I said, I definitely don't take this for granted. So I just like I said, just wanted to let you know, like, thank you. And again, thanks again for jumping on today.
Hey, listen, listen. You became a friend, you know, and uh, this is the way you greet people, you meet people, you discuss things with people, and you appreciate people. This is
Mm.
what makes everything better. You know what I mean, Eb?
Yes, yes,
It, it,
nah,
it,
totally.
we learned that from coaching. You know, hey,
Hmm.
I'm ecstatic that I could talk to somebody. I have a good friend of mine that they wanted to do a movie.
Hmm.
He keeps bothering me. I said, hey, come on. He wants me to give him a sponsor. Listen, what I did from the heart, from my parents,
Hmm.
my mother. That's the most important one.
Yes,
She always said, give back. Always do good and keep going.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it's nice. It's a nice message to get across. So people like yourself, I remember as a kid listening to shows on radio
Hmm.
about different people. You know what I mean? There were more good stories than bad.
Yes,
And I guess that's the whole thing, communication.
nah,
Let
absolutely.
me just tell you one story. I don't know how we're going to put it in. There's a lady here whose husband is a soccer coach
Okay.
and high school, and her son plays in a local high school. And I said, do you know? I always got soccer kids to kick field goals.
Hmm.
So she said, can you do anything for? I said, there's a fellow named St. Pierre who retired, who I knew his grandson played for my brother, and we communicate. So I said, would your grandfather be interested in helping this kid? Sure. So we got together and went to the local park, and he started working with this kid. And lo and behold, I got him a coach to look at him and got a scholarship. And today he's still working with this kid. I think he's going to have a shot at the NFL. He he's got a good leg, good leg.
Nah, that's great stuff, and that's just one person helping another too. This is a
Absolutely.
prime example of that.
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
nah,
Yes, sir.
definitely. Question. You remember even last week? I know you probably like, what the heck is he asking me this question for? When I asked you about about what kind of car you drive
Oh,
and all that stuff. Here's the reason behind it, and actually, I wanted to get to the other questions here. When I do this, I like to just kind of just ask little one-liners or like put people on the spot with questions and just kind of just build off of that here. So what I wanted to do was just kind of talk more about like some of the football stuff, just kind of put you on the spot here. If you don't want to answer, that's totally fine. But as far as but about some of your coaching and players and everything else here, if that would be okay.
sure, sure. Go ahead.
No
Listen, my
problem.
life is an open book.
Okay, okay. So as far as schools, would it be Barringer or West Side?
Oh, Barringer. I'm a graduate of Barringer.
Okay, okay, okay. Now I know, and again, like I said last week, I did ask about the stadiums here. So let me ask you, as far as if you recall, first you as a player, do you remember the best game you ever played at any level?
At any level, the best game I ever played. To tell you the truth, I
I
was
know that's a lot. That's a lot of years back. I know. I just thought I.
exactly. Yes, yes.
Okay. How about as a coach? Remember the best team you ever had as a coach?
Well. You see, when you say the best team, it would have to be the first time we went undefeated. Uh, uh,
Okay.
with the three backs, Shaw, Cumberlander, and Wright.
Hmm.
Oh my God! I mean, there were colleges that were offering all three a scholarship. In, in fact, two of them went to Wake Forest, and one went to Northwestern. Well, Pete Shaw, he went 4 years to Northwestern, and of course Robbie Wright and Cumberlander went to Wake Forest for a year and then transferred to Wyoming.
Hmm.
But oh God, yeah, no, no, no. I would have to say, yeah, that first year. Although I like to mention Joe Petty, who
Right. I
was,
remember you telling me about him. Yes.
yes, he played basketball and football.
Hmm.
See, and Joe Petty was. I always tell him he was the first guy that got me started. Got people to look at me because he went to Arizona State as a freshman and started.
Yes. Yes.
Started. So that brought. Hey, along with him, I had Barry Gray, who played basketball and football,
Hmm.
and Barry Gray went to Howard.
Hmm.
Yes, and Doug DeMel, who was a basketball player only, he went to Notre Dame. And I told you he had the freak accident with the motorcycle and lost his leg his senior year. But Doug would have been in he would have been in the NBA. He
Hmm.
was that good of a basketball player, a
Hmm.
team player.
Yeah. Now, how good was that undefeated team you just talked about? I mean, just offensively,
Argentine,
defensively.
forget about it. Forget it. Um, you know, if I was the kind of guy that was looking for fame and notoriety,
Hmm.
there were years I think we could have really, oh God, did something as far as defensive.
Okay.
Because my brother Tony was the defensive wizard,
Hmm.
and I was the offensive guy, but I had defensive kids that were, oh God, really really good. Tippett was a prime example. After a while they played with, just, oh God. In fact, there was another guy that off the top of my head, and it's a sin. I can't remember his name. I could see his face, and he was basketball and football. He was before Tippett, and he was the example that I used to set for Tippett to look at.
Okay.
He played defensive end like that. Oh, fantastic! What I used to do is, with certain defensive ends, uh, I would let them line up as an end, but they were really a linebacker because the opposite end crashed right on down. I don't know if you could see that picture where uh, the offside end, he would be the linebacker, so I didn't have a linebacker on the side that I made the end rush down. When I had guys like Tippett there, oh God, yeah, they bring the whole line down with them.
Now, who's I know nowadays social media, all this other stuff here, these talks or what have you, as far as backs. Who would you say was the best running back you ever had?
The best running back, if you said, just sheer ability, I would have to say Cumberlander.
Hmm.
Oh my God! I mean, there was one time he ran backwards. It was a right end run. You gotta picture this. He runs to the right.
Hmm.
That whole team. He winds up running 50 yards across the field, coming back
Mm.
into the backfield, across the field, and he ran like maybe 90, 95 yards for a touchdown. Oh, I mean, he shake and bake. Hey, guys like that made me a good coach.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dexter Cumberlander. They would say I favored him, but
Okay.
yeah, I favored him because he was great.
Now, would you
Not good.
have another couple others that are close
Oh,
to him, or
oh, it wouldn't be fair for me to say one or two. And at this age,
yeah?
you know what I'm saying, Ib? I got to say all of them, all of them. Oh God. Uh, off the top, see, outside of Cumberlander, and like I said, I know he made me. He just was unbelievable, unbelievable, and everybody would agree.
Hmm. Now, who's if there was one game, I mean, I know coaches necessarily don't necessarily remember all the wins, but they remember the losses more than the wins here. If there was a game you could do over, you remember what game that would be?
Oh yes, one year we lost to Valesburg. I felt we got homered.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, no question about it. See, again, uh, being honest, you get in trouble for being honest. Like I told you, am I therefore to become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Uh, would you say there are homers? I officiated. I'm telling you, I know it. It's just human. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, like I told you before, I lie, cheat, and steal.
Right.
So yes, yes, that Valesburg game we were homered.
Yeah.
Positive. They were pushing Valesburg. Hey, look. Like I told you, Valesburg became a high school because of the black and white situation at West Side.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you shared
And
that. Right.
see again, it's the truth.
Hmm.
All right. So they were starting to push Valesburg. So politically, and I got to always go back to politics because it bothers me with the state associations. You see, Cory Booker went after the NC2A, huh? With the kids getting money, and now the congressional districts are getting across to them. Well, how come America isn't doing that with the high schools? How come the high school association? And I remember how this club formed.
Yes.
Remember, I'm I'm a major in health and physical education, Panzer graduate, and athletics was an outgrowth of the curriculum, the safety and welfare of the student. Safety and welfare. Hey, Ib, we get back to equality and justice for all. I'm hitting a hammer here now with the high school association. In the beginning, you know what they used to do? Hey, every school pays dues. Everybody's looking for money. And look at the people that are on their executive committees. And why do they get paid? We're supposed to be doing this for kids.
Hmm.
We're supposed to be doing this for hearts and minds. Instead, we're doing it for their pocketbooks. And who's paying? The, the average person, the taxes. Okay? Wake up, America. Let's start bringing back equality and justice for all and stop rating kids. Schedules mean nothing. Now, I like seeing what I'm reading today. I see some of the small schools in, uh,
Hmm.
they're beating the big schools, huh? So why did we have a grouping? We had grouping for safety and welfare. We said it wasn't fair that uh, sure a larger school could possibly get better athletes. That's God given. Hey, that's God. Like you say to me, who was my best kid? I told you, Cumberlander was God given talent. There were guys with God given talent. I'm speaking from the heart, not from the pocketbook. These
Right.
guys are in your pocketbook. They're talking about money. And like I said, the association at one time used to give back money to the school. Well, Barringer went every year. And look, we went to the Meadowlands. We had the largest crowd to ever see or watch a high school football game. Where did the money go? It went to 6 schools, 10 schools. It went to the city of Newark. It didn't go to Barringer High School. We didn't have one high school. So you see, it's not fair. And I like to bring back that word, fair.
Hmm.
See, it's not equitable. You see, equality, equitable, fair. Take it out of your vocabulary. Let's start going back to school. Let's start being real. Let's start being people. It really bothers me. It's always about money, money, money. It's not about money. It's about hearts and minds.
Hmm. Now, well said, Coach. Well said. Well said. And speaking about games, what's remember what's the best game you ever coached?
The best. Hey, You know, I like this. Go, hey, you bringing me back to Wooten. You know what I mean? I would say the best game I ever coached was basketball
Okay.
against Weequahic High School.
Mhm.
At Weequahic High School, they had a string of wins at home. That hey, and they were getting recognition. They had the power. The people at Weequahic with the press, okay? And Frank Verducci goes in there with these 7, 8 guys from Barringer High School, and we beat them. We beat
Yeah.
him at Weequahic High School. Hey, I had to call the police to come with an escort to get us out of there. I really mean it. We were locked in the locker room. Uh, this is gospel. See, people don't want to hear that. You see, it depends on where the power was, the power people. See, so of course, those people didn't like Frank Verducci. They didn't like Barringer High School. So, you want to say rivalry? I loved Barringer East Orange games because I played in it.
The
Oh,
Thanksgiving game,
oh,
right? That was at
yes,
the Thanksgiving.
because
Yes.
because the outgrowth of the Barringer East Orange game was the Fathers Club that originated at Barringer
Okay.
to be, before I started coaching football because of the previous football coach. A good man was my high school coach, and they didn't like some of the things that he was doing, so they started a Fathers Club. So now you had to answer to the fathers, but they did a lot of good things. Hey, because of the riots, we used to have to play games 10 o'clock in the morning, Ed,
No, I believe it.
in,
Yes. Yeah.
in the city. Yes, yes. So
Who's the toughest coach you had to go against, whether it was one time or on an ongoing basis? Who's the
oh,
toughest coach?
I would say, see again. I don't want to slight the city league,
No, definitely.
but if there was a school that we looked at and respected, first of all, there were great coaches. Clary Anderson, Montclair,
Hmm.
Joe Kasberger, St. Benedict's, Sal Camisa, Central High School, uh, Bill Thornton, Westside High School. Uh, um, the guy, his son was a great coach at Southside basketball. Oh, see, off the top of my head, and it's not fair that I should I could see his face. Uh, you know, at my age, you got to excuse me, but there were great coaches
Hmm.
because they really it, they didn't have the facilities that other people had. See, in the gym, you could be a good basketball coach because everybody had a gym.
Hmm.
Physical education was part of the curriculum. Everyone had to have physical education.
Right. Right.
So you had a gym, so it was easy to coach in a gym. When you say a field, now the city was at a disadvantage. We had to use the parks, and
Hmm.
some schools had to walk to the parks. So and like you said before, like West Side or Barringer. See, that's why my love for the city was so you. Of course, Barringer because I grew up 2 blocks from there. My brother went to Barringer. My other brother went to Central. So there was rivalry right within the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, how?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 no. I was just gonna just extend off of that. Just the city league. Just how was it? Just playing every weekend and week out. Just how exciting was that? Just
And suburbia took after the city. Remember, many of the coaches that were raised in the city went outside the city and then became coaches outside the city. So they knew how to coach because they didn't have the facilities. When they went outside the city, and in fact, a lot of the players' parents were from the city.
hmm.
Now they moved to suburb. You know, this is another thing I couldn't understand. There's 22 municipalities in Essex County, but how many of them have their own high school? Uh, I want to say at least more than half have their own high school. Then you had what? You had towns getting together. you want to say, well, Newark had 6 high schools. Well, some towns got together and they had regional high schools. So they were drawn from different communities.
Hmm.
I always said this, if I could have recruited the athletes in Newark, they'd had to put us in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
That's the kind of athletes that were in the city. But you see, again, who is the devil? Huh? Jealousy and envy.
Mhm.
That's what started all the trouble, jealousy and envy. And the newspapers, the newspapers, say, again about money, huh? Uh, who's number one? Who's number one? Come on, who's number one? If you're playing, you're number one.
Hmm.
Really? Hey, it feels good. How many times was I coach of the year? You know when I enjoyed coach of the year? When New York newspaper, uh, 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 I forget his name, the writer,
Hmm.
he named me the coach of the year because he came out and watched us play from New York.
Yeah.
We had the Newark Star Ledger, who you used to call in the game. I told you about the kid
Right.
that cried, huh? And I called in the next week. He was a lineman, and I said that he made 3 touchdowns. They printed it, huh? So again, and I know the media doesn't like this. And my brother was, and my nephew is a great writer,
Right.
Tom Verducci.
Right.
So yeah, you see, I'm not telling tales out of school. Why don't they like to hear the truth? Come on, you're interviewing me now.
Hmm.
Why don't they like to hear the truth?
Hey, I mean, because again, that'll just mess a lot of things up when it's all said and done. It'll mess a lot of things up.
Thank you. We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
We'll leave it there.
it'll mess a whole lot of things. Yeah. Is there is there a kid or a student athlete that you had that should have made it, whether it was at the college level or the pro level, just looking back, or one or two of them? Is there somebody that just should have made it?
You see again the way life is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I,
Yeah.
I, hey, how about this one? I'm gonna just. How about the brothers that played for me?
Hmm.
See, I had a lot of brothers that played for me that I want to say thank you, thank you, thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Uh, that you follow. In other words, hey, look at what your brother did. You could be as good, if not better.
Hmm.
See again, uh, bringing them together for me to say this one or that one or the, and yeah, I did have my favorites. I'm human,
Right.
uh, but uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, fair enough. Fair enough. I want to know, as far as what's the best part about all these years in time? Like, what's the best part about being Frank Verducci? What's the best part about
knowing uh, knowing that there are people that don't like you.
it?
Hey, you got to live with it. You got to,
Nah,
you know.
definitely, definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
Hey, if I offended anyone, I didn't do it on purpose.
Hmm.
If if ever I had to do something, I did it to your face.
Hmm.
I mean, hey, listen, I had to be crazy to play at my size and my weight, and I know that. So again, going back to the Wizard of Oz, huh? You
Yes.
got to have the courage. So again, if you want to do things, as long as you do them honestly, hey, do it from the heart. Go get it, go get it. Uh, Nobody's better than you.
Yeah.
You got to love yourself. Yep,
Hmm.
yep.
Who's maybe not necessarily your team or your own players that you coach? Could you just, I'm gonna say five, but if you can't name five, like just best athletes that you've seen come out of North, just throughout your life, if
Oh,
it's
oh,
anybody sticks out.
oh my God.
That don't have to be nobody necessarily nobody that you coached.
that I didn't coach.
It don't have to be. It don't have to be.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it, again, it's a shame that I can't say this because of my memory, and I'm
Okay,
not
fair,
making it.
totally fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm not making it. Oh God, there were great athletes that came out of Newark. Oh God, yes, yes. It's a sin. I I gotta say this. I know Southside always had great athletes.
Yeah,
Central,
Central.
West Side. Oh God, yes, yes, yes. Basketball, we quake.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but their focus was basketball. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Football, no, no. And that's why I was so proud when Logan went there. Hey, and speaking of Logan, how about the guys that played for him that went on to college? And I love to hear Whitehead. Oh, God bless him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he made it. He went to college. He went to Temple, and
Yes.
and then made it. And Logan is a credit, not only
Absolutely.
not only
Absolutely.
to Newark, not only to Newark. Uh, to he speaks up. He sees it. He sees it. Strength of schedule and all that garbage. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. But he's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. I love him. And uh, he's got kids now that are coaching that play.
Yes.
I think there's a kid at East Orange. See again the names. Uh, and I'm bad at names, even around here. In fact, I'm supposed to wear a name tag. You know, but
Nah, they don't need no name tag. People know who you are.
yes, and the kids know that I love them.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I say I don't like I mentioned Barry Gray. I mentioned Ernie Adams. Ernie Adams was a basketball player.
Okay.
Oh my God, and he was like 5'2". Oh my God, was he good? Was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see again, John Wooten. See again, I would read his book. Uh, he had great sayings.
Right.
Oh God, did he have great sayings? Well, what did he say? Uh, a good coach can coach a good game. A great coach, uh, he could change a game. A great coach can change a life.
That's right.
See. So things like that, I gravitated towards.
Mm-hmm.
See again, heart and mind. See,
Yes.
I was doing it. I was doing it from love. See, I don't know if people can understand that. You know what I'm saying? And then when I said, oh, I call some people around here the Clark Bar. Okay. Do you remember the old Clark Bar?
No, I don't.
Well, see, when we were growing up, they had this Clark Bar, and it was called the center of attraction.
Okay.
What was the center of attraction? The peanut butter. The peanut butter down the middle. So now I would say to kids, you want to be the Clark Bar? See if you wanted to be an individual. You follow? So
Yes.
this lady Germaine, who works in the department here at Crane's Mill, uh, to get people in here and whatnot. But her son uh, is a kicker, so I said, well, he's got to be a Clark Bar. Uh, People could see him kick. So now, and she said he plays soccer. Forget soccer. I got all my kickers from the soccer team. You can play soccer good, but then go kick because you'll get a scholarship faster as a football kicker than you will a soccer kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Follow? So,
Yes.
and like I said, St. Pierre, I got a guy. Hey, how would you like to? Not me. I couldn't teach a kicker. What I what I would say was the only way a baseball player hits a home run is how.
Follow through.
So keep that head down. Oh God! Hey, you bring back good memories.
Yeah.
With a lot of good kids out there. Hey, they know I love them. They know I love them.
They do. They do. And even with that being said, what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of?
Yes.
I got to say my family, my name.
Mm-hmm.
See the people I've met, uh,
Yes.
the kids that allowed me to coach them, that allowed me to be their father.
Mm-hmm.
That. Oh yes, no, no, no. Hey, and to say your name with pride.
Yes.
You know, and like I said, remember, Ib, I was the first guy to put their name on the back of their shirts.
Mm-hmm.
What did my mother say? Rob me of my name. You rob me of my most precious jewel. Rob me
Yeah.
of my money. You rob me of nothing. So she
Mm.
said, oh, and she would say, if you get in trouble, change your name. That name
Yeah.
is gold.
Mm-hmm.
So see again, you had values. You you had to move on. You know, hey, you get some knocks, some defeats. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you but follow good people. Follow good people.
Nah, nah, definitely, definitely. What would this Coach Verducci, what would you tell that 17, 18-year-old Frank Verducci leaving Barringer High School? What advice would you give him?
Well, you know, don't look back. Uh, um, let me say this. Now that's really deep. How do you how do you forgive the people who hurt you for the wrong reason?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, sometimes I find it hard saying the Lord's Prayer that I could forgive those who trespassed against me,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them were close to me. You know, again, growing up Italian, what did we always did, what was our biggest say fear or whatever was when they call you mafia, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in The Godfather, what did he say? He said, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer." Well, sometimes my friends became my enemy. You see, out of jealousy. In other words, why you and not me? See, I go back to that kid who cried and said, "Why don't I get my name in the paper?" See, why him and not me?
Yeah.
You follow around. See again, the truth hurts. So yeah. In answering that kind of question, it's deep. It's you know it's the heart. See, going back to the wizard.
Yes.
I mean, come on, couldn't this be a good place? I see it. I see it with the old timers here. I see it with people. They're centenarians. They're 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You follow? So we're no different here. I got a new team, Ib, here
That's
at
right.
Crane Mill.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And you guys you're looking good and you guys are winning over there too. So
Well,
you got a great coaching staff over there.
well, yes, absolutely, absolutely,
Yes, yes.
yes, yes. But listen, life is what you make of it.
Mhm.
See? So if your outlook is good, go ahead, keep going, keep going. What do you what did I expect in life? You know, having an older brother, which was very nice
Mhm.
and open and honest, right? Uh, Tony was always, "Hey, how'd you do this?" Or I would ask him first, right? And then uh, certain God-given talents. You know, what I mean? Hey, how'd you do this? Or how'd you do that? And again, honesty, plain. You know, you're hearing it. Or how about this? When you go to a clinic and you're a speaker,
Mhm.
guys would say, "Hey, don't tell the truth." Because there are guys in the audience that you have to play and they're taking notes. I never worried about that. I always felt if I had better talent and we execute, and sometimes the breaks, huh? Yeah, yeah. Hey, what about the homer? So you're not winning if you're being homered.
Yes.
Now let me just interview you. You played. Do you feel that you ever got homered?
Yeah, there was some things probably going on somewhere. Yeah, and to your point, I officiate, so I kind of, now, you know,
Uh,
some things get a little interesting, or some things, the cheek gets turned the other way.
I like to call it human. We're all human, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. To your point, just being human, like we all go into these games or walk into whatever doors with some type of bias, whether we know it or not. That's part of we're human. We're human.
Yep, yep, absolutely. Well said. Well said. Absolutely. But you see, there should be more dialogue like this, uh,
Hmm.
honest, open. Uh, and I didn't knock anybody. Uh, uh, I told the truth. See,
Yes.
sometimes a knock is a boost.
Hmm.
So hey, what is it that you're looking for? See, my son played a role, Diogenes. Now, I'm going back to Greek mythology.
Okay.
What was he looking for, Diogenes? He was looking for one honest man. Now, that stayed with me. Now, I'm not that read up on Diogenes or whatnot, but I remember my wife explaining it. Saying how this man was looking for one honest man. So I forget the name of the play that he was in. This was in high school, at Milburn High School.
Hmm.
And hey, now don't forget, I'm coaching in the city of Newark, and my kids all are going to the Milburn school system.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in suburbia, and I know what the city is. You follow it?
Yes.
No, so I'm not talking out of school. This is America. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't stand up, then forget about it. Then, leave. If you can't stand up, leave. But see, again, that's what always got me in trouble. Well, so be it.
Nah, you're right. You're right. And I think even with all this said, coach, it's just like, I mean, you walk to the beat of your own drum, and I mean, people take it, your position on whatever it was, they take it how they want to take it. I mean, they're the ones that gotta live with if they don't feel that they got a gut feeling like, they're not doing something right or know what you're speaking is the truth. You know, I just again, I can't say this enough. I think I'll never run out of thank yous as far as in regards to you and just this time, even spent whether it's on camera here or even the phone calls the last couple of months or so here. Like I said, this has been a absolute joy to me here. Just hearing the name, obviously the Verducci name, whether it's yourself, your brother, your nephews, and everybody else here. I know how much that means, what that means to athletics, and particularly to Essex County, and you want to even go further down to Newark. Just how what all this means here. Like Coach John, like I said, I'm just like I said, just so taken back. Just opportunity here, just to have this time spent with you here, and I truly, truly just want to say thank you. I from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I see. I appreciate where you're coming from, and see, you're so human. But see, that message has to get out, like I said before. See, like people like Cory Booker, who was like us, who
Mm,
grew up and played. I mean, he was in New Jersey, but he played. See, the game is the same. The game is the same in California as it is in New Jersey.
mm,
See, and again, we're getting back to being human. And yeah, well, it's deep. It's hard. Hey, I heard something at Mass Sunday that I never realized. They said, the good Lord doesn't kill you; the devil kills you. So you see, so if you believe in God and if there's a hereafter and, well, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I want to live it every day. I want to try. I want to call it the way it is. See, but you're still my brother.
Hmm.
Okay? And we gotta love one another as you love yourself.
Yes.
And it's not easy. I know that. I know that. And you see, we're hitting the devil. That's who we're hitting. We're hitting that guy that doesn't talk like you and I.
Hmm.
So again, hey, I met another friend. I met another brother in you because I didn't know you before this interview, right?
That's right. That's right.
So and listen, I don't ever want anybody to think it's about Frank Verducci. It's about the people that made Frank Verducci.
Yes. Yes.
That's the most important thing. I, I I'm just a name. I was fortunate. I was fortunate, and you see, like I said about the brothers, the Green brothers, the Brooks brothers. Oh God, and I'm only naming a couple. See, but the, the guys that played for me know this. I
Hmm.
told you, did I tell you about the young boy who, yeah, he's a man now, but he was a policeman. His mother was a cafeteria worker. He was
Yes.
like 4'2". I made him the holder. So if there's a coach out there, I anointed him. I made him the special holder. I had Fernandez, whose brother was a soccer player before him. I got them because their father and mother was my tailor.
Hmm.
When I heard that they were soccer kids, I want to get them to come out and kick for me. The mother, when she heard football, no way. I said, no, I'll take care of them. You want them to go to college? She said, I not don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So you see the human element. See what the mother trusting me with this, but kicking. See, we knew it. They didn't know it as he wasn't going to tackle anybody or block. But before you know it, these guys want to get involved. You want to kick off and then go down and make the tackle. I said, "Oh my God, are you crazy? God forbid you get hurt. Your mother will kill me. I want you to just kick the ball.
Kick it.
You know what I mean? Getting into the game.
Yes.
See, I'm bringing back now. If he sees this interview, oh God, he's going to light up. Now, how many years ago was that? Oh my God, I can't tell you. See, it's crazy, but
Mm.
nice memories. Nice, good kids, good kids. Yep.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, this won't be the last of us talking, Coach. I definitely, like I said, periodically just reach out and just check in on you, say hello, and
I
everything else
appreciate
here. And I'm
it.
sure the gentleman that wants you to do this movie, I'm sure it'll sell out. It'll sell out. Should
He's
you
looking
decide?
for
Should I know you're looking for $1. I know he's looking for a
he's
buck.
looking for he's looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, yeah. So, nah, between yourselves and everybody else within your family here, that'd be one heck of a story.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh God. Listen, that's what life is about. I used to remember as a kid on radio uh, listening to those stories of different people.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I look forward to that maybe one day, but in between time here, we'll talk, and I'll definitely just reach out to check, like I said, check in and say everything, say hello, what have you. There. Thank you, Coach. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much,
God
and
bless.
likewise, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Now, take care.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, some things just a little speechless. Just getting an opportunity to meet individuals such as Coach Verducci here. Like I said, I just got a tiny bit of his life. You know, just some things to digest and just sit back and play this over and over and make sure I ain't miss a jewel or two. So hopefully you guys, this is worth you guys while too, those who watch this as well. With that being said, I'm just gonna slide on out. I put my hand over my heart. That means I feel you. Yeah.